What is going on, everybody? It is the last show of the year for Pop Culture Crisis. This is episode 271. My name's Brett. I'm here with my co-host. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. We're going to give you a show to remember. And Andrew Tate has been arrested, but Dane is back, so the world is healing. Hello, Dane.
Oh, God. I was really, again, struggling once again with my intros. And I was going to say this is a historic episode. This is the last episode. And I was also going to say the Tate thing. And then you both said it. Now I'm absolutely stumped.
Look, there's days where, like, Mary definitely, like, gets to, like, what I want to say before I want to say it. And it's like, it just is what it is.
Because we're just so in sync.
It's
like we have ESPN.
It is. ESP. ESP, not ESPN.
It's a joke about Mean Girls, Brett.
oh my God, it is. Holy shit, holy crap. And you call yourself a podcast host. Yes, okay. So yes, Andrew Tate has been arrested, and it's a psyop. It has to be a freaking psyop. The information.
Brett is losing his absolute mind.
I've been losing my absolute mind on this one. It's like, I'll get into why, like, everything about it. It's bringing out like my, I'm not a paranoid person, but it's bringing out aspects of me that are, like, very critical of media, very critical of everything, but the whole thing just feels like a huge distraction.
Because it happened in the middle of our show yesterday, but at least now we have some updates and some confirmed details.
Yes, so he's been charged. We are also going to talk about G4 TV and being the lowest rated cable show of the year last year. I don't
Serves
like
them
to.
Right.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I feel bad for the employees. I just don't feel bad for Frosk and crew. Right? Yeah,
I mean, all the employees that might have been good people were laid off before the end of G4 TV anyway.
And then she gloated about it.
Yeah.
So my patience wears thin. We are also going to talk about there's a bit to do with Hollywood, the shrinking of the box office over the last couple of years, the shrinking of the capital around Hollywood. But I want to turn it into a bit of a white pill because we're going to talk about our most anticipated movies of 2023. And one thing that I've come to realize is 2023 is stacked. As far as we're gonna be
reviewing a lot
endlessly.
of movies.
Dude, and for
I
games.
hope you guys are excited.
Yeah. For games, it's huge.
Yeah, 2023 is gonna be good.
Yeah, we're gonna list our predictions, list the movies we're most excited for, maybe the movies we're dreading.
It's like you love to hate watch stuff, don't you? I don't like hate watching stuff.
Sometimes I do.
Okay,
if I'm watching it and it's just mediocre, then there's nothing to laugh at.
Yeah. So we're going to do that. It's going to be a chill show today, guys. It's the end of the year. We're glad you are here with us. So thank you so much for joining us. Before we get started, could you please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment on this video. People yesterday were leaving us all sorts of comments hating on us because you don't like Andrew Tate.
It's a heated topic.
Yes,
it's a sensitive subject for people when we talk about Andrew Tate.
And people were hating on me because I didn't hate him but didn't like him enough.
Don't simp for men.
Okay, we'll get to our opinions.
So guys, leave those comments, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. If you two are ready, we will just get right into it. Mary, are we ready?
We're ready.
Dane.
Yes. By the way, patrons say Warby Summer, marketing man extraordinaire, blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, we had
those things.
We had like an off-kilter intro today.
Yeah.
So all right.
Sorry about that.
All right.
No
we're going right into it, guys. So controversial internet personality Andrew Tate and his brother have been detained in Romania. This is one of those things. Okay, so the charges are as follows from what we know so far. Were R-word. You guys know what that means. Human trafficking, running a criminal enterprise, and then we've also heard money laundering and abduction related to the cam girl.
Those are the rumored ones.
Yes.
Last night, all we knew were that there are 2 girls involved in this. But
then
now we found out that the prosecution has found 6 women who are suspected victims of whatever crime organization that they're running in Romania. And then I saw these details that were like some former girlfriend of one of the Tate brothers, who is a former undercover cop, was the informant to the cops that then raided his home yesterday in the morning. I don't even know if they meant Romanian time or not, but that, and then I saw these pictures that looked like they were from some Instagram thoughts page.
Yeah.
That were like, this is her. I have no idea what is true or not. I kind of like when we don't know the details and we're allowed to speculate. I enjoy spreading misinformation on the internet because it's fun.
Dude, like this for me, this set off some weird type of like, first of all, like, yes, this is definitely Pizzagate too. Are we getting banned for that? It's definitely Pizzagate too. So like but between the Greta Thunberg stuff happening right after the Greta Thunberg stuff, this picture, I have to show you guys this picture. It's the one you see right here, but when you look at it bigger, it's like perfectly lit.
Well, is that I thought that was from his April arrest.
I don't know if that is from his April arrest. I don't know, but I'm just like all of this, all the information is all over the place. I'm not getting a straight answer. There was a whole bunch of misinformation last night because everyone who was talking about this kept talking about the fact like, no, this is fake news. He's already been released. It was a swatting, but we know that that's not what it was. He was arrested in April, swatted in August or whatever. But like disinformation really is everywhere on the internet, which is why you have to do a lot of like, I don't want to have to do 8,000 bits of like research to figure out whether Andrew Tate is a criminal or not. But it's fascinating because the first thing I thought of when I saw all of this is it's psyop. Is that what the hell is Zelensky doing right now? What I want to know what's going on with Ghislaine Maxwell. I want to know it. Like it sounds crazy, but like what else is going on that this is what they're distracting us with?
We're wading through the fake news right now.
Yes,
but I think it's hilarious to just like go with whatever conclusion is the funniest one instead of what is verified and true. So like thinking that a pizza box in Andrew Tate's rebuttal to Greta Thunberg in their Twitter beef was what got his location doxed is the funniest possibility and therefore the one that I'm going to believe.
I'm of two minds, right?
If he just got Papa John's.
That's my first
Papa
opinion.
John's never turns
Is this the day of reckoning?
Papa John never.
Is this Papa John's day of reckoning?
He never
I've been waiting. Papa John, I've been waiting for the day of reckoning. I feel like it's happening.
She really has. But so my opinion about this is like where there's smoke, there's fire.
I don't even know if I like that one. I don't even know if I like that.
Well, he's been dropping hints that he feels like they're going to come for him soon. But then wouldn't a guilty person also say the same thing? I have no idea what actually goes on behind the scenes. And I thought that this April arrest had resolved itself months ago, but on every podcast he's saying like they'll find a reason to put me in jail even if I'm not guilty of anything. They want to silence what I'm putting out there on the internet.
And a lot of the conspiracy theories that I see on the internet, I feel that it's based off people who only have the United States in mind, and that is
no larger worldview,
right? And that is one of my biggest issues with opinions like that. They think that the entire world is this progressive bubble.
Yeah.
Like, why would Romania care that you're red pilling men on like dating?
Yeah, but
they will have no.
But he's upsetting people with a lot of influence all over the world. Like you're telling me that Klaus Schwab or a bunch of I don't know about him. But like
it's at the end of the day, it's a very serious allegation that he is coercing women or possibly underage girls to do,
by the way,
corn.
That is also this is why this is the one thing I wanted to be serious about. This is why you should never take activists seriously. We are in an unserious time surrounded by unserious people who are unseriously talking about topics that actually matter. Greta Thunberg tweeted this. She tweets down here, she says, "That's what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes." This dude is accused of human trafficking and hurting women, and your take on this is, haha, take that,
well,
you
it's
incel.
Whoever manages Greta Thunberg's Twitter, their take on the situation. But I still find it funny. I'm sorry. I don't even care about what the truth is because it's impossible for us to know, and we're going to be lied to no matter what.
Yeah.
The media always spins something. I'm just here for the memes. Like I'm loving Twitter right now. Even Andrew Tate or someone who runs his account is still tweeting. They said the Matrix came for me.
We got that here.
And then Elon Musk posted a meme about the Matrix.
But this will do nothing to quell people's fears about what they talk about. And then we all know that the idea of calling something the Matrix is just, it's the world as we know it, that people who have been yet to awakened to what's going on in the world. It's an easy linguistic trigger to call it the Matrix because everyone knows what that means.
But can I say something? Sorry. There is. So Twitter recently, they added a feature where you see the reach of every post. Mm-hmm. And that really has opened my eyes to who's moving culture.
Okay.
Because, so I was looking at particularly political people, and I was seeing that in average, so some of the lefty people that I was seeing, they have like 600 or like top like 1,000 views. Mm-hmm. and guys like Poso have like 13.5 on every single post, and I was like, wow, this is reach. And then I saw an Andrew Tate post and it had 73 million.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is...
all the verified news outlets don't have the reach that they want you to believe they have.
Like, this guy is tapped, truly, like, imagine, like, 73 million people.
He is easily, like, it's one of those things, if you ever want to trigger something, look up an Andrew Tate video on YouTube and go then check your YouTube shorts.
There are more people
insane.
watching the average Andrew Tate soundbite clip than any like 30-second Super Bowl commercial that's viewed by tens of millions less people.
So it's funny too because it is one of those things where it's like you could point people to 10 Andrew Tate videos, get 8 of them that make perfect sense, are actually solid, decent advice, 2 that are super inflammatory that are part of the marketing strategy, right? Like I said, like yesterday, the thing, like, I don't like the dude. I don't have an opinion on the dude. I think he's a genius at marketing his product, right? But it's like it is not hard to believe in. Ivory Hecker had a really good opinion on this. What she said was she thinks that it's like this is a guy who's been telling people, young men, don't be fodder for politicians, don't go to war.
That was Cernovich.
But she, I mean, whether she's talking about it, but like she's reiterating that point. She's saying, look, don't be your local politician's fodder and be cannon fodder in some meaningless war. And he's affecting a lot of change in a way that people don't realize. And like you said, organically can't even be done at the corporate level anymore. Yeah. So is it hard to believe that a bunch of rich, famous, and very, very evil people want to take a dude out for that? Yes, but I could also buy the contrary, that the dudes do like, do I have enough
there could be
faith?
a mixture of both.
Of both.
My take is like, who cares at the end of the day what details of this raid and arrest are true? Yeah. We'll never find out, likely. I think the meme potential for this really sequence of events is what really matters. And it's like, how is this for our morale? I'm feeling... I don't know why, but like I feel like the meme magic is kind of back in motion. Like I saw this meme of Andrew Tate where it said, if you aren't owning 33 Bugattis, arguing online with teenagers, and aren't getting arrested for human trafficking in Romania, your net worth is dying.
But I agree with you in a way, and I disagree in another way. Because I agree that meme magic is back. But meme magic originally got felt with like to the extent that we understand it today with like the Trump campaign in 2016. Yeah. But like the Trump campaign in whatever we are 2022 is like nothing compared to what it was. And I feel like this guy in the sense of tapping into the culture and tapping into the memes, like he's the new Trump.
Kind of. What I mean, a lot of people
I don't think in the way that it sparks optimism, though.
No. Like Elon is like, as far as like what the media hates, Elon is the new Trump as far as who they attack.
Dude, but when you talk about like reach, I'm telling you, it's insane. Like comparing him and his reach to these people that we think are influential are getting thousands. They're like the levels of magnitude are just so much below. Yeah, and his marketing plan that we were giving credit to is that his, in a way, peons, like literally peons that subscribe to his like membership, he tells them promote my stuff. Yeah. And en masse unpaid people just keep clipping him. So he's got a whole marketing team.
Maybe somebody more familiar with this type of thing could explain to me. Is it like an advanced version of multi-level marketing? Like is that what it's supposed to be? I looked into like Hustlers University, like just to see what it was like about, and it's very, very like, you want to learn about crypto, you want to learn about
it's like Logan Paul. He has this mobile game that's for buying and trading NFTs, and he's gotten millions of dollars of people investing in this and paying him for it when the game doesn't even exist yet. Like,
which explains why he's in Puerto Rico. I don't even know what any of
this is.
I just really think all of this, it's a psyop to me. Also, if we're talking meme magic, I want to see, like we were talking yesterday about fanfic, I want to see the one where Greta goes to visit him in jail and like sits on the opposite side of the glass and they talk. and they have a back and forth,
heart to
and they
heart.
fall in love.
What do you mean by psyop though? Like what?
It feels planned. Like
Well,
what else is
maybe
going on in the
it's
world today? Are they
hiding.
distracting us from something? All these headlines came out within hours of each other. There's however many news cameras there. Like it just feels all the information is intentionally jumbled. Is it 2 girls? Is it 6 girls? Is it because he ran a cam site? That was his first big business. He's never not been honest about the fact that was the thing that really got him his start with wealth. Like it just feels too organized, yet simultaneously disorganized to not be something that's being done to distract us from something
So
else.
he's still in jail. That's what we know so far. And they're extending that arrest.
Yeah, so what they said here basically is that they're looking to extend it for another 30 days. An extension says Romanian prosecutors asked a Bucharest court for a 30-day extension of Andrew Tate's arrest. Tate was detained on Thursday on suspicion of human trafficking, R-word, and forming an organized criminal group. Oddly enough, the first thing that reminded me of was Gunna, Young Thug, and YSL being brought up on RICO charges here in America right now. So it says they said she mocked her, and that they're basically talking about that their prosecutor said that 6 women, they have now found 6 women that were exploited by the suspects. So they're asking for a 30-day extension, I'm guessing, to build a case.
Okay. Another thing I saw that seems like this is all being orchestrated by the Matrix is this tweet that said Romanian authorities were urged last year to effectively prosecute human traffickers by a group called Greta. The acronym is Greta, and it's the group of experts against trafficking human beings.
Dude, it's all fake. We're living in a simulation. None of this is real. None of the people in the chat are real.
Happening?
You're not real.
The pizza.
I don't feel real.
The pizza box.
The pizza box was from a place called Jerry's Pizza in Romania. And now they're getting swarmed with ironic positive reviews. One said, so good you'll dox yourself to get a slice.
By the way,
pizza worth doing time for. And I'm in shackles at how good this pizza joint is. Such an arresting experience. They can lock me away in their restaurant anytime for some good quality pizza.
None of this is real, dude.
It's giving Comet ping pong.
That's like a next level stupid take because it's like everyone has their phone, guys. Congratulations, you're tracked. Like it's done. No matter where you are, if you have this thing,
whenever people are like, I don't want to get the vaccine because I don't want them to implant a microchip in me, and you're like, you're carrying around the most powerful surveillance device in the history of the world in your pocket.
Yeah, I remember when I was shaming Tim for having one of those things in the house where they're voice activated.
Alexa.
Oh, an Alexa.
Or whatever it is, I don't know. And he was like, dude, there's 15 phones here. Yeah. What are you even? It doesn't matter. I was like, oh yeah, you're right.
It's just it's all fake. None of it's real. It's a dude who was a kickboxer who sells a course called Hustlers University that somehow reaches 73 gazillion people every day. Nothing is real anymore. It's all fake. I'm kind of here.
And then there are a ton of normies in the comments who are also saying who is Andrew Tate?
Yeah,
they're like, this is the first I've heard of this guy.
He's somehow the most known person ever, yet people don't know him. It's that's a big thing.
I don't understand.
And don't worry, guys. Even if you are bots in the comments, we love you anyways. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It feels real when we talk to you guys, even if you're not real people.
So, and it's just funny too, because the other reason that I laugh and why maybe it all feels like a forced reality to me is so much of it, because of the nature of how you consume content, is so much of his content is drastically different, meaning that he will send you you will watch 2 videos from him that are eloquently phrased and well done, but give completely opposite messages. And you're like, how can the duality of man be so that I can watch 2 videos, one of which I agree with wholly, and then another one where he says, go to Ecuador, find 3 women, get all of them pregnant, and then...
He's such a complicated guy because there's if this is true...
By the way, they were also arrested with 2 Romanian nationals.
Who have not been named.
Yeah, they're unnamed, but it's 4 people.
Let's also talk about how his brother was just immaculately dressed when they got arrested.
Seriously.
I feel like just maybe dapper. They were notified before the arrest, just a lot of white collar criminals are. Yeah. They have a scheduled thing, and that's why I think maybe paparazzi were called to the location beforehand.
My thing is he's such a difficult person to interpret because if this is true, he's reprehensible.
Yeah,
right.
But
people lie and media lies a lot, and
And we're already predisposed to not trust anything.
I mean, how does it affect us whether or not Andrew Tate is a reprehensible guy? You know?
But it's something I find compelling about him in particular is that he talks a lot about lifting weights and exercise and physique, but also he combines that with something that I admire a lot, which is game theory.
Yeah.
Because he talks a lot about chess. And game theory is, for me, and I think gamers in general that play games competitively at a high level, it's I think, in the RPG of life, understanding game theory and applying it to real life situations is the lesson to be learned from video games. So about like constant improvement, measuring your losses and things like that. And not only does he play games, he plays the game, chess.
He also talks about how he doesn't play video games because he's like, I would just get too good at them. That was like a video game. He
probably would.
He goes, and then I would waste. He's like, I wouldn't. He's like, I don't have the time. I can't do that. Also, I love the idea that he got arrested and when he gets thrown in the cop car, he goes, yeah, well, what color's your Bugatti?
Someone commented, the guy just loves cars.
Yeah, leave the guy alone. The guy just wants his 33 supercar.
I guess that all of this wouldn't have happened if he hadn't told Greta about his Bugattis.
Dude, it's bonkers.
The things they'll do to a guy if he has 33 Bugattis.
It's just it's really funny. It's like who can you think of a correlating personality? You mentioned Trump earlier. Can you think of a correlating media personality in recent years that seems to hit along the same line? Kanye? Yep. Even that. But he comes
did you know
from
that Ye went
mainstream.
missing?
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, reportedly he's like nowhere to be found, and they're also trying to serve him court papers for a lawsuit from a former manager.
But also, somebody in the chat was saying,
they last photographed him on December 14th.
Somebody was saying in the chat though that he has been seen at his church.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if that's true. I mean,
but then it's like, why wouldn't they serve the papers there?
I mean,
I don't know.
That'd be messed up.
All of this is just feeling very fishy to me. Like, Ye is missing. Andrew Tate is maybe running an international crime ring.
Yeah. Hey, but also, remember, Will Smith was originally supposed to play Neo in The Matrix, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
so maybe Andrew Tate is just the real Neo. And that's the world we're living in now. That it ended up somewhere in the middle, halfway between.
What if the Matrix is real?
Halfway between Will Smith and Keanu Reeves is Andrew Tate, and that's the
Someone
world.
said the way Mary pronounces Bugatti
Bugatti
makes me think she has a degree from Hustler U. The only degree I'll ever have.
Guys, yesterday I literally spent like the last 10 minutes before we went live saying Bugatti like 40 times to try to make Mary basically die.
I like Brokey.
It was hilarious.
Or
Brokey
or wagey. That's the other one. Like basically calling you a wage slave.
Well, I've heard that way before. Like Andrew Tate,
but
never said it.
Brokey is way funnier.
I think Brokey,
the only places I'll get my degrees from are Hustler U and Prager U. Everyone else,
you just have a picture
middle
of you.
Fingers
it's
up.
you, Andrew Tate, and Dennis Prager, like taking a photo together, and it's like you've got a degree, like from
with my graduation cap on.
It's like half blue, half orange.
Yeah,
or half black, half orange.
No one ever tell me I didn't value education.
It's and they could do and then like when you go to PragerU, he teaches he guest lectures at PragerU, and then Dennis Prager goes and guest lectures at Hustler University.
All I'm asking is that PragerU and Hustler U get accredited, and I'm there. The second they're accredited, I'm there.
With Kanye's school.
Do you
with Donda Academy.
Let's go.
No, that Barry Weiss
professor at Donda Academy.
what was that Barry Weiss dark web university that offers no credit?
Oh my gosh, I remember that vaguely. What was that?
Yeah, where did that go?
We're gonna find we're getting all the fake universities here, guys. We are gonna go we should all go to college this year, just not real colleges.
We're the intellectual dark web.
and Eric Weinstein.
Hey, I like the Weinsteins.
That insists his name is not Weinstein.
Brett Weinstein.
Whatever.
Brett Weinstein's great. But
okay.
Yeah. So guys, just it's incredible. The whole story is bonkers. It sent me off the deep end a little bit last night.
It's kind of a great way to cap off the year.
And actually,
it really is.
There was the thing, and they're like, Zelensky's going to the World Economic Forum with Klaus Schwab and BlackRock. I'm like, that's what this is about. That they're distracting us from the fact that BlackRock is going to make a gazillion.
I'm just picturing Greta getting on the phone and she's like, Klaus, we've got a situation.
How dare he?
Call in the reinforcements.
Do you think she's got like a panic text that's like, how dare you? And then she sends that to someone and that's like a
She's
signal?
just got a big red button to mobilize the New World Order.
Yep.
She's in charge of the Matrix.
Incredible.
Okay, let's go to Super Chats. Satoshi Guakamoto said, have y'all watched Meat Canyon's classic Tate W YouTube video? It's amazing, and Happy New Year's, guys. I'm looking forward to watching this channel grow in 2023.
Thank you.
Love you, Brett and Mary, and God bless.
I have seen it. It's the one where he's like it's like an animated video where he's on like the stream with Nelk and Aiden Ross and
what the hell
Sneeko.
is Nelk?
And
that is a nightmare blunt rotation.
And like he talks about, like, he's like the next phase is self love, and he mutates into a 2-headed Andrew Tate and starts making out with himself.
Oh my god!
The pictures of Aiden Ross and Andrew Tate sitting across from each other are things I will never burn out of my memory.
Has anybody asked what Sneeko thinks of all this? That's what I want to know.
What's his take?
What does Sneeko think about him getting arrested?
I mean, he's mini Andrew, so whatever he thinks.
He's like bad. He's like, what color are those cops' Bugattis?
Basically.
Andriy Gerazimenko sent us $5 without a message.
Thank you.
And Big Dave sent us 99 cents without a message.
Big Dave, strong silent type as always.
Types.
Classic.
1,000 Foot Deep End said, missing the show live today. Just wanted to wish everyone a safe and happy new year. See y'all next year, Crisis Crew.
Yes.
Thank you.
Remember, guys, whatever you do this weekend, do not drink and drive. Do not drink and drive.
Yes.
Operate your vehicle safely. And if you are going to consume,
wink, wink.
if you are going to partake in libations, please get a designated driver.
Libations.
DJ Medeiros said, can't wait to see the new HBO series The Last of Us. Looks awesome. I thought it was on Netflix. Am I wrong?
No, it's not.
Is it going to be all at once, or is it dropping like
That's
week
a
by
very
week?
that's a very good question. I didn't see any reference.
I do plan on watching it.
I
need to watch Wednesday as well.
I should have said, if you're going to drive your Bugatti over New Year's,
Bugatti.
do not partake in any libations.
Yeah. Drive your Bugatti sober.
We're hard on libations this episode. I like it.
Yes.
Biddy Beasley said, this is going to be a multi-part because the character count is killing me. First, shout out Brett, #1 juggalo in the USA. Mad
What?
MF and Wicked Clown Love forever.
Dude.
And he said, second, Tate used to date Jordan Peterson's daughter, and rumor has it made spicy videos during. I don't think that's confirmed.
That is like the biggest game of like phone of like.
But I love fake news
like
so
no,
much.
like
love
look, she has addressed it. She said that they met at like a bar or something like this, and they interacted.
They took
And
a picture.
I have since heard like the most insane fanfic about what happened between Michaela Peterson.
Yeah.
Look, I like Michaela a lot, so I say like maybe I'm partial, but leave Michaela out of
Okay,
this.
simp.
I'm a simp. I'm a bit of a Michaela simp.
But there's no proof of any of this.
No, plus, let's face it, like, maybe now Andrew Tate could get fashion advice from her dad, because her dad's got all that drip with those two-piece suit
looking
with those
fresh.
with those two.
Sheesh, Jordan Peterson. Sheesh.
And then were you here on the episode where somebody explained what those suits mean? Like,
No.
he was given those dual colored suits from like a fan, and they represent each of the 12 rules.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
That's crazy.
That's sweet.
I don't know if that's lame or cool.
Tailored exactly to his size.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll let
Hava
you guys know the new
Owens-
year.
Hava Owen said, I don't care for him, but I hope this isn't true, yo.
Yeah.
For anyone's sake and who's involved, yeah.
like if it is like it's funny if it's not true.
I really hope it's not true.
Like it's actually kind of like disturbingly wholesome if it's not true, in a way that it's like, look at how crazy the world is here at the end of the year, but there aren't actual stakes to it because it didn't actually happen. Obviously, the world is much more complicated than that, but we'll see.
How does anyone ever know objective truth anymore without watching Pop Culture Crisis?
Honestly, though.
Say it
feel
louder
like-
for the people in the back.
I always liked going to Twitter for news, even if none of it's true, because hearsay, like the amalgamation of everyone's hearsay opinions, will give you more of the truth than reading CNN.
Well, and
you
like
know?
Lisa, like all that stuff yesterday is like, I went through a thread where it's like, hey, he was arrested. No, yes, he was arrested. No, he wasn't arrested. Yes, he was arrested, but he was released. No, he wasn't released. He was released in
Right,
April.
like-
He was like, I had to go like 37 and a half comments down to get to, no, he's not been released yet.
Yeah.
But if you don't
I'm
double
still
check,
not even confident in that.
But if you don't double check, how do you know?
Yeah. Tacti Platty said, Dane, your hair is fabulous. Makes me jelly. I'm glad you said that because Dane was worried about his hair.
I feel like I'm having a terrible hair day.
No,
so
it
thank
looks
you.
good. Nice
Dude,
and fluffy.
Just shave your head and wear a hat every day.
Okay. I'll keep that in
BMF
mind.
Nate Dog said, free my boy Tater Tot. He didn't do it, y'all.
I called him Tater. I was like,
You're dead naming him.
I was like, I bet you he got made fun of him. I bet you they called him Tater Tot when he was in junior high, and he's like really, really hypersensitive.
He says
to the
Tater
term
Tot.
Tater Tot.
Tater Tot.
And I just picture like every day, like he only eats tater tots in his Bugatti, like when like
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, well,
when
like
no
yeah,
one
he's
can
like
see.
he has to be like in the biggest room in his mansion while eating tater tots.
Yeah.
As like a pushback. It's like I've come so far.
Yeah.
I love it.
Biddy Beasley said, third, in some circles, Tate is joked about as being the Jordan Peterson version of young black men. All the world really is a stage. Do with that info what you will.
It is all a stage. Like everything is like, that's kind of what I mean when I'm looking at this perfectly framed photo of him arrested. Also, I want to know why they arrested him hands in front. I thought it was protocol, maybe not in
Maybe it's Romanian
to hands behind the back when you arrest them so they can't either do something with their hands in front
or that was
try
a
to
stylized photo shoot.
Yeah, or they're just like,
knows?
it's like, why were there so many cameras there? I don't know. It's all fake. The whole world is fake.
Yeah. Tacti Platty said, Brett, I'm seriously advocating against Big Avocado.
Look, maybe they're the ones behind Andrew Tate. Maybe Big Avocado. I mean, he is a pretty big, like, do you think he likes, he doesn't like, he says, he uses the term soy boy from time to time. I bet you if you don't like soy boy, you don't like avocado either, because they kind of go hand in hand. So let's hold off on the rest, and then we will come back after we get through making fun of G4 TV. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
And look, I don't like to revel in anyone's failure. I don't. This is
I
more,
do. What are you talking about? Of course I'm reveling in the failure of G4 TV.
I'm reveling in the failure of Frost because Frost is a really unlikable person. But in general, I don't like seeing people lose their job. I don't.
Okay,
So
good guy,
it says,
Brett.
"Ugh." Nielsen numbers confirmed that Comcast's failed G4 TV revival was the lowest watched television network in all of 2022, guys.
Hell yeah, dude. Karmic retribution. You earned this fate.
Of 126 cable networks, it came in 126.
That's wild.
Between the
and
hours,
not even by close margins. The one directly above it and then the second one above it had thousands more. Like they were double and triple what they were getting on the average day during like prime time hours. They were getting like around 1,000 at most on cable television.
Let's be fair here. We're a small channel. We are part of a larger network. What makes us different? Well, in general, we're recording up in like an attic studio, and they were literally when they're
working for freaking Comcast.
But not just that. When the studio went back on the market, it was like multi-million-dollar studio worth hundreds of square feet. And the funny part was, it's a multi-million-dollar studio, all to make it look like someone's basement. You could just do that in someone's basement, and
people do that all the time, and they're far more successful.
Yeah, well,
on Twitch.
And here's the thing: like this is something that I think about a lot here. There is an argument to be made that self-made is the way to go on the internet. Like it is harder to come across as real and authentic when it feels like you've been astroturfed.
Well, I'm assuming that's what G4 TV was in its original iteration, but then after being acquired and then after being revived in this day and age, you can't revive the same spirit that it had because it's been utterly corporatized and injected with all of this,
even if it was corporate
ESG stuff.
And it was like bros being bros back then. Like that was the general spirit of G4 TV, because
camaraderie.
And it was that. And I was telling you guys in the pre-show that it had an air as well that some of it honestly was simping, because they had like two flagship hot chicks. And they seem to be pretty cool.
In the chat, Go Get It says G4 TV cost $100,000 a month.
No way.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
That seems very low to me.
Yeah.
Given that they had like 40 employees working on just this project until a lot of them were laid off. That's wild.
They just got the most expensive revenue of nobodies. It's incredible, because I knew of Kasim G because of his YouTube, but I don't know what he's done since. And the Gina Darling person I've only known peripherally. The rest of them, I have no idea who they were. That could be on me. But what it seems that they did is they went the Daily Show route.
Yeah.
Of diversity, hiring people. It's like, oh, they're all from the industry. But it's not as if you got Dr. Disrespect or something, like people that have like name recognition.
Familiar
But it's very hard to find someone who's made it. Like, why would somebody who's made it on their own and is thriving on their own come into a corporate environment where they'll have less control and make less money
the power
than they're
has
making
shifted
on their own?
so that you need to like justify that to them, because
Exactly.
then you're competing directly with their independent channel and their independent companies.
There could have been better. What I'm saying is like there could have been better B-listers.
And
I don't want to.
Yeah.
And I feel kind of bad saying
It's
that
like
because
rings of power. Like, who are these people?
I feel bad because a lot of them. I think Kaz and G is like genuinely funny, and I like Kevin Pereira a lot. But
Maybe not the modern day cucked version of Kevin Pereira.
even still, I think he's pretty
clapping
funny.
like a seal.
No, that's Adam
cross
Sessler.
Sexism in
See,
that's
I
Adam
think
Sessler.
I think they should have. Yeah, Sessler was the
Yeah.
Okay.
Arf. But what they should have
Well,
done.
I saw another clip where he also was like in a separate stream reiterating all of those points himself and doubling down after the backlash.
Just imagine like how detached you have to be from reality to think that that's what sells on the, like, I guess it's not the internet. You're thinking that sells on cable television, but it doesn't even sell on cable television. Nobody actually wants that in the world today. Like, everyone knows woke stuff doesn't sell. People who retweet you on Twitter do not spend money on things. They do not. And the other thing about it is like what they should have done, my pitch, rehire Olivia Munn.
There's no way.
Rehire Olivia Munn. Pay her the money. Look, I think they said that they paid Amaranth $30,000 for her ball pit
for a
appearance.
single appearance.
For her single appearance.
And that's so funny that happened after Frost was screaming at the fans that the women on this channel don't exist to be pleasing to your eyes.
But you can't.
And then you bring on a titty streamer?
But they should have brought back
it's just
Olivia Munn.
The titty streamer, if you can call her that.
But here's my thing. I'm saying don't just bring back Olivia Munn. Recreate all of the old sets and everything, and use Marvel de-aging technology.
It's not organic. Like,
How are you
can't
Make
bring
it
back
a weird thing. No,
you can't bring back the
can't.
social dynamic and really just kind of the innocence and fun that existed in the 2000s. I don't even know this from firsthand experience. You guys do.
Yeah.
But like, I can tell looking at old videos of Olivia Munn on G4, there was just a lightheartedness and a willingness to like have jokes made at your expense,
which is not
in a mean-spirited way, but just like camaraderie, like being a real human being.
And well, today I think that would
not hating your fan base.
The funny thing about that is like even like Amaranth doing that is like a version of like, look at me willing to somewhat exploit myself for a large check in a way. But it's like, it's still fake because when it was done before, it was done in a way that was reflective of the culture you were living at the time. That's not the culture on cable that we're living in anymore. That might be the culture on Twitch.
Then you have your delusions about Amaranth shattered when she reveals that she's been secretly married this whole time.
But the thing is,
like,
they brought
even that loses its innocence.
They brought like a disgusting chimera version of an already failed network, which is crazy. So they didn't even bring the good parts.
Well, this is my other question I wanted to ask. How do you like? Somebody said like it was like it failed because of Frost, right?
No,
I don't believe that. What I believe is that it would have failed anyways. It just would have failed slower. How could they have done this in a way that would have worked? I don't think you do it on cable.
They had
obviously
socials.
Not. They were just. I mean, I think that them being on cable wasn't the main like flagship place where they wanted to get viewers.
Yeah,
they wanted to be a real competitor to the people on Twitch that are like it right now. Yep. But again, it's just an antiquated form.
It should have been on Twitch exclusively. Because they're already PG, like it's not as if they're gonna get banned for being woke beyond control. Yeah. So it should have been on Twitch. All that money that got on the set and most of its cast, they should have reduced probably the staff in the beginning by like 70%.
Yeah.
And the expenses of the cameras and the scenery by like 70% as well, and put all that in ads.
Just all ads?
Yes.
I mean, does that work these days?
He is the marketing man extraordinaire.
Okay,
I don't know.
I could give you examples of people. Yeah, absolutely.
Like this it feels like one of the things like when it works, it feels more organic. And I don't know if if the large ad push, maybe a very large forceful ad push at the beginning and then let the work speak for itself in a way. But it's like you said here, this is like me, you, Chris, as project manager, and then Dane is like here basically as our is helping us because Dane has other work to do here. This is a very skeleton crew that we do here because we love what we're doing, but you can do it on less, right? They could have done it on infinitely less money, and oddly enough, it would have felt more organic if you did it with less.
They should have started with 3 shows. It's so you just get a couple streamers. Each one does 3 hours a day or something.
Yeah.
5 days a week, and just start that way. Is what I would have done. And
slower and build.
There's so many people that individuals think they're organic. I don't remember what the name of this website is, but there's a website that gives you the ad spend of channels, brands, and individuals. And some of the most popular commentators in the world right now, guys, they weren't organic. They were 100%.
Can you give me an example? That's interesting.
I can't.
You can't?
He can't name drop. Someone in the chat said G4 more like Spirit Airlines.
Hey,
by the way, I gotta tell you, and Tim said this on the show. When I came here to work for this company, I was like, how much have you paid? And he was like, not a cent. And I was like, I don't believe you. And then I was amazed to find that not a cent.
Not a cent.
He's incredible. But there's some people out there
that are not organic.
Millions upon millions.
But it's maybe organic to me is kind of I'm sublimating. Maybe what I think of as organic is just you found them on the internet and not on Comcast TV. It feels more organic when you find them on a platform that's less not mainstream.
They should have prioritized the new way of doing things.
Yes, first.
It's 2022.
Yeah.
Where gaming content is done is Twitch, maybe YouTube as well.
Yeah.
And yes, they were on there, but
you
to
can't
even go the route of cable again,
everyone knows that
is delusional.
Woke content doesn't really do well on YouTube in the same way. Not the type of stuff that they're talking. Maybe the reviews would have done fine if you stick to just the reviews. But that rant that she went on talking about
Twitch
sex
is
in
sort of
gaming,
like a haven for insane levels of wokeness,
Yeah,
and they would have been widely accepted
on YouTube,
there.
I think on YouTube it would have struggled. On Twitch it would have done better.
Yeah, but maybe if they had casted people who are already familiar on that platform.
Yeah. What's funny about it is even what we do here.
I want to know, is Frosk a symptom of G4's problem, or was Frosk G4's main problem?
I mean, I think the problem would already have been there because of Sessler, right?
She's a metaphor.
Yeah, I think about what we do here. We talk a lot about the broad realms of pop culture, but it's half pop culture, half culture war, and where they intersect, and that's a unique thing, right? If you have a narrow avenue of focus, meaning gaming, right? You're better off sticking to to the material that you're meant to be working with, because as soon as you go off into the culture war, and I'm seeing it happen in other areas, I've seen culture war infest things that I never thought would, seeing it infest skating broke my heart. When I saw the people talking about equity in skating, I started I wanted to cry, because it's something that I've loved for 25 years, which was essentially one of the last forms, action sports like that in their infancy were what punk rock was, right? You went places you weren't supposed to go, you did things you weren't supposed to do, cops kicked you out, security guards effed with you, people, it was not culture. It's now a lot of those sports, skateboarding, for instance, is mainstream.
Well, the thing is, they will break down every
mainstream
door out there with a battering ram that is their ideology. None of your interests or hobbies are safe, and not even you as an individual are safe, because you as an individual can get targeted.
Banned by the government says, yeah, no, Brett, you're wrong. What am I wrong about? I'm interested. At least if we're talking about that analogy, I would like to.
Also, Waffle Sensei asked, do you think organic just means spreading by word of mouth?
Yes, that when I think of it, I think of somebody that you don't find an ad from them. You find them because somebody says, "Look at this video." It's why it's such important to tell people to share your videos.
Organic is no money invested for outreach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and you
but
grow
then
naturally.
Things spread by word of mouth, like Top Gun Maverick, after having a gigantic ad push. That's a thing, and I don't think that it's wrong to invest.
It's not, but
in marketing
okay.
something properly.
He says they sportitized skateboarding, which is an art form. You're yes, no, they've turned. I mean, skateboarding is an Olympic sport now, but like he's talking skateboarding, I'm talking rollerblading, which is a far more underground sport still to this very day. Far less mainstream push. I mean, it was very big in the 90s and then crashed and died. Different thing, but you're right. All of these sports and nothing, no subculture, whether it's music, some sport you like, none of it is safe. Remember when hockey, when the NHL tweeted like trans rights or trans lives or trans women are women, and then somebody's like, nothing is freaking safe. Literally nothing is safe. So you can't take video games, which were a subculture and unique in the early 2000s, to something that is as mainstream as it is now, and do the same formula and expect it to work.
Dude, and that's what's happening with gaming in general.
Yeah.
And it really hurts. I've been involved with organizing video game tournaments in the past, some of which are now in like the pro tour for the Capcom Pro Tour. And I know it's like a thankless job, and I don't even know how they're doing right now financially with the way that tournaments are right now. I'm not gonna guess either way, good or bad. But what I'm saying is that it had a magic to it. It was all organic. It was people that genuinely loved the thing.
Yeah.
And they were meeting, and like whoever you met there was a friend, because it was someone that you know that was equally or more passionate about this one thing you love than you. Mm. And now, in this like post-COVID era, where everything is, I don't know why, but woke people completely 100% have a stranglehold of the management positions of these things. Yeah. And all these tournaments
started at the HR department and worked its way up.
Because it doesn't require competence. It just requires like being there as a placeholder.
But I don't know how they got in the grassroots ones, because like a lot of the people that are organizing them are not that way. They're like real ass people. Yep. And all the tournaments are masked, so that means that only a certain amount of individuals go there. All the commentators are super PG to PG-13 California people that speak, that are white as hell, that talk in Ebonics to I don't know, to pander to a crowd that's not their own. Yeah. It's super weird and super contrived.
Yeah.
And
which is why it doesn't grow organically, because it only succeeds at the corporate level.
Dude, they are plummeting in views. Yep. Like the old Capcom tournaments that I used to watch were at minimum like 10K, like at the lowest, and like 50 to 100 in concurrent viewers. Now, if they break 3,000, like you got an event.
Yeah.
No one cares anymore, and it's sad, because
I've seen like Super Smash tournaments do pretty well.
Oh, they're like a thing of their own, and that's some internal like whatever. But I'm telling you, like Street Fighter, Tekken, and things like that, because a lot of those people are kind of snobs and they don't consider Smash a fighting game, which is ridiculous.
What?
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
In the chat, Glenn Longoria says skating isn't an art form; it's an activity. I'm a former skater, and you don't need to make it more because it's not. I actually come closer to that argument than a lot of people, considering I've been doing what I do for 25 years. But if you guys want to talk, this isn't the forum for it. You can send me a message on Instagram, and we can talk about what the nuances of subcultures like skating or music or anything like that, what they mean to us as people. But that's kind of what this is about, right? We've taken things that people were just passionate about and commodified them and turned them into gazillion-dollar industries like the video game industry. And this is just a failed attempt at trying to capitalize on something, because when it got in initially, it was unique, and it's not unique anymore.
I don't think that making money off of something is necessarily going to ruin it.
No.
Like,
what I'm saying is like
it more accessible, which means more people are there to, like, it will bring more eyes to it. Therefore, people who want to ruin it, will see it more often. But
I'm saying, the main that approach to it is just to me, it's less organic.
A couple of things I've seen recently that do seem to have organic support and are like genuinely entertaining are the chess boxing tournament where like there are these professional chess players that would like also do like boxing tournaments, and whoever wins, I think like 2 out of 3 or something like that, wins their like round. They do like rounds of both chess and boxing. I think that one had a lot of organic support, and then also just the trend of influencer boxing and wrestling in general. And I think that's relatively untouched by woke stuff. Like, I also just because like these people are nerds who could never fight in a ring, so why would they? Why would they infiltrate that?
Logan
but like
Paul,
when Jake and
Jake
Logan
Paul
Paul are involved in something, you can't claim that it's equitable and woke and inclusive, because they're obviously also they're doing crypto scams. Like,
it also inspires a lot of discussion from people in those industries which have large fan bases. Like Joe Rogan will go on long discussion points with various MMA fighters about like the ups and downs, the talents of the Paul brothers and stuff like that, right? So those are whole other subcultures. People that love boxing, people that love MMA. That's like, I would prefer to be part of the cultures that don't care much for wokeness, but unfortunately,
tell us about it, Hava Owens.
Yes,
by the way,
right? Yeah,
viewer who's in that business.
Somebody says celebrity banned by the government says celebrity MMA will be next, and then we'll have the Coliseum style events. Make a revival watch. Yeah, probably.
Dude, it's so disappointing because you guys know me. Like, I'm a gamer, but I'm also not a cringe lord. I'm not one of those people that are like, this is an art form or whatever. I thought that Street Fighter, back in the day, back in Street Fighter 4, was the closest thing that competitive games got to like an Olympic sport, where multiple countries were really good. Yeah. And really good in super, super different ways. Yeah. And
that's the same argument we make in skating.
Right.
Like that somebody can be very good at stunt skating, meaning doing just big tricks. Another person can be very good at tech skating, which is just switch ups on rails and things like that. I am also, oddly enough, I like pushed back on that guy earlier, but I was the guy who would always push back on the nerds who were like, it's an art form. I'm like, you sound self-important, you sound dorky, but on a certain level, I'm also still part of the community, so I have to like stand up for it.
Like, so I'm like, it's an art form.
Like, I was like, there's aspects of it that are so nuanced and so detailed that it's not just an activity past that. But is it art? I'm not dorky enough to claim that.
But
for the gaming
depends on the day.
I don't even know if these people infiltrating it like to play video games.
Mary, let me tell you, so many of the people that are now community managers, it's just because they're dating people in the industry, and their knowledge of it's Zoe Quinns of the world.
We'll never shut up about Gamergate.
Their knowledge of the things that they're covering is so superficial and low level that it's like they're communicating that understanding of it on the major platforms that it's not compelling at all. And it's either that or people that are browbeating you, sorry, because of their politics while you're watching a game. And
in the end, maybe the best decision here is just like, if you're going to relaunch a multi-gazillion-dollar network, don't tell a bunch of people they're awful.
Or don't.
Just don't tell. Or no.
Just cut it off at don't.
Don't tell people they're awful.
Yeah.
I mean, times have changed. You need to accept that. And if you're going to try to fight against it anyway, at least don't do it in an obnoxious way that actively antagonizes the people watching. It's as simple as that. I hope that, the failure of G4 TV and the tragic example of Frosk will like teach these people a lesson for the future, but they never like express an interest in making something. Thank you.
Hold on.
Whoa. Hey, okay. There we go. This is a new thing.
Yes. And like, look, this channel is not super big. We are not the biggest YouTube channel in the world. We're having a lot of fun, but guess what? We're never going to tell you that you're an awful person.
I mean, I might.
Dane might. I'm not going to tell you that you're an awful person.
I might. Behave.
Thank you.
It's because I live in chat.
Cultural relativist. I'll just be like, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know.
Maybe they're bots.
Maybe they're bots. I don't know.
I am the chat manifested in the show. So that's why I have the right.
Is that a picture of Frost looking good as always? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, see, there's a lot of overlap.
It sucks because like she could try, you know. I think that she could try to look.
I don't even want to get it
nicer.
on that. You know, I've been thinking a lot about because I've hated on people for sometimes I feel like unfounded reasons. Even this guy, who's the guy I always hate on? Data Kim.
What?
Oh, Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. And I've met people that know him personally. Like, he's actually pretty cool. And I'm like,
Pete Davidson?
Yeah. And I'm like, well, if this person says it, I feel like he should be. But then he does some things in the press, and I'm like, well, this guy's
the tattoo
knob.
thing is just like
Yeah. That's what got me. That was
no. You're done.
You're
You're
defiling
done.
your body for a
You're not
cell
that guy,
phone.
pal.
This is
You're
weird.
not that guy.
I'm not a fan of like, I probably have, I'm sure people could find examples of me on the channel making fun of people for their looks, but I'm not a fan of.
Yeah. So
I avoid that.
I kind of want to transition off that energy of she's weird looking to.
Well, I just
she's
think
just
she's
mean.
the one talking about people's looks.
Yeah.
Like people in the chat for G4 TV are not the people talking about looks. She brought it up in order to antagonize them. So I'm allowed to comment on the fact that she intentionally tries to look bad on purpose.
And I guess like when I first saw that, the first thing it made me think of was Annika Sparian and the guess what? I'm better than you.
Oh
like
my gosh.
That's
Get off the stage!
It had major I'm better than you.
I'll
energy.
never forget her screeching "Get off the stage" at Alex Jones
in the chat.
I'll never forget the "I'm better than you."
Yeah,
that was a day.
Like, I'm better than you. Like, it's like, did I ever told you the story that like
I studied poli-sci. I know everything.
In
like,
in Minnesota, like where I lived in Minnesota, there was like a realtor who had bus bench ads, and he looked just like Cenk Uygur. And that's not the story. The story is,
But
and there was a bus stop bandit who would go around and draw mustaches on his face and only on his face.
I need to ask a favor.
That's funny.
My cousin calls him Cenk Yogurt, but like completely, like he just can't pronounce Uyghur for the life of him. And I think it's super cute. Can we
Hassan Picker?
Similar to how we do Ratatouille?
Ratatouille, yes.
I want to normalize
Cenk
Cenk
Yogurt.
Yogurt.
If he ever comes up in conversation again.
For the
It's
many
so
times
cute.
he comes up in our discussions on a daily basis when I'm thinking about Cenk Yogurt.
Cenk Yogurt.
Let's go to Super Chats.
All right,
guys.
let's do it.
Biddy Beastly said, lastly, I just finished yesterday's show and congrats to Mary for your marriage and 10 new kids with Sam Hyde.
Whoa.
I read it on your IMDb trivia section. Brett, this was you all along. You edited this into my trivia section.
Dude, I finally revealed yesterday
He
that
can't keep getting away with this.
I am a regular contributor to IMDb trivia sections. I regularly update like actors in television shows and
Really?
movies. Yes, I love to like I'm that person. If you're watching a movie with me, I'm maybe watching 70 to 73.5% of the movie, and the rest of the
Less.
time I'm on my phone looking up the actors because I know like
That makes me feel good. That's a guy like you is the one that does it.
I'm the person that does it. It's horrible.
You're better than the Wikipedia editing class.
Yes, I would like to think of myself as a higher grade.
Or a fact checker.
No, like I just like it's stuff like
You're many steps above a fact checker for Snopes.
and I like it because it's something that I like to find stuff that other people haven't found yet. I get annoyed when I'm like Haha, can't wait to up this.
they beat me to
somebody
it.
beat me to it. No, I like to find stuff. I should come in one day with like a list of all the things that I've like. It was worse back in the day when I was still.
But that's awesome because you know a lot of actor names.
Like it was a thing. It's like I also would love to start. I would also love to start like a website that just like Margot Robbie and all the actresses that look like her. Like my dream job would be a casting director who gets to find actors that look like one another or at least somewhat like each other to play brother and sister in television or
like
father and son
at different ages if you
Yeah.
do like flashbacks.
Yep.
I would love
They
to
did
write
that.
Like
game
that would be
guides.
that's
Mr.
something.
Robot.
That's something that I could go into like hours and hours of work. like researching. Like I could go into the deep dive because like a lot of what it is like I'm horrible with names, but I'm decent with faces, right? So it's like I see somebody and I'm like, oh, I know somebody that looks like that. And the funny thing is it's not actually super accurate because a lot of times you're basing it on something you've seen them in, where their makeup has already been manipulated to make them look a certain way. So like there's an actress named Azita Ganazada that looks a lot to me like an actress named Cindy Sampson, but she looks like Cindy Sampson when she's in full makeup and has since had what I assume is a decent amount of plastic surgery. But I thought that they looked a lot alike, and then it's just one of those things. I like it. It's a weird thing to enjoy doing.
Waffle Sensei said, IMO, it was a swatting, and the media is using this moment to do a character assassination on him, true or not.
No,
regardless, Greta is top G now.
Can you
She's
sue?
top G.
She should change her name to Top Greta.
I mean, she literally is the G.
Top G ... Greta.
That's giving him a lot of power.
Giving Greta a lot of power, or Andrew Tate?
Andrew a lot of power if she like starts basing herself off his thing.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they both.
I think she won in public perception at the very least.
I mean,
yeah.
even though her tweet was a self-own, it just
and
shows
probably
that people,
was not even typed by her.
It was definitely not typed by her. And let's face it, they're probably right. The Matrix just grabbed him. I love the idea that like, what if he had been pulled up by a guy who looked just like Agent Smith? Like that's they're like, just to F with us, they send a guy who just looks just like Hugo Weaving to arrest Andrew Tate.
I don't know.
That's the guy who played Agent Smith.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sean St. George said, but bots don't super chat.
Ah, well, that's true.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
By the way, again, I'm endeared by the fact that you update names in IMDb.
Well, trivia.
Trivia.
Like very obscure,
like stuff,
random, useless facts about.
Based.
And most of it's on old stuff. Like somebody earlier in this said, I loved old pre-woke movies and television shows. I can't stand especially television. I liked most of the movies that came out that we watched this year. Like I didn't have a problem with most of them. I didn't like the one everyone disagreed with me on is I didn't like the Batman. But in general, like the movies are fine. Television shows, when you give a woke Hollywood writer 8 episodes, they cannot help themselves. By episode 3 or 4, everyone's gay and everything is this or that.
Really, by now, it's like by the 5th minute of the first episode.
Like whenever I see
gay.
something like, and I'm being hyperbolic and I'm joking around, but like my favorite part is now it's like you're surprised when they're straight. You're like, holy crap!
Yeah.
Whoa, he's white and male.
he likes chicks. Holy shit!
Wow. It's all BS. Said I'm a bot. I'm trying to super chat. Have a great day, friends.
And thank you very much.
Boop.
It's a very generous bot.
He also said, okay, say Bugatti a few times. I missed it. Bugatti. K for 2X said, Brett, make mine Marvel in 2023. Be safe, Mary and Dave. Tainos for Goody? Okay, is this... I looked up Goody, and it's like the ancestor of Wednesday that was like burnt at the stake.
Tainos are the native.
I don't know. That's the lore.
Also, Make My Marvel. We're going to be talking a little bit about Marvel with in the next segment. I don't have any Marvel movies on my list, but we will be talking about them.
I don't either. Clef the Misfit said, Brett, I wanted to thank you for coining the term helicopter hose the other day. We'll be using that one often. You did?
I said, as soon as I said it, I'm like, that was mean.
In reference to Pokimane?
I think it was in
reference to Pokimane. Did you see the clip where she's like in her stream saying that she's going to like go create legislation that will punish people for like online trolling?
Dude, Pokimane, that girl is on her way of becoming the next Anita Sarkeesian.
Oh no.
Her ego is next level.
It's Amaranth meets Anita Sarkeesian. It's Nico Lal meets Anita Sarkeesian.
She's uniquely her own. Her ego's next level, and when I hear her talk, I would bet my entire life savings that she is the most media trained person.
Think so?
In the entire platform.
Why?
I mean, the way she just skirts around controversial topics, and I've seen every time.
I wish I had that skill.
Seriously, it's every time she's on a stream and someone comes with a controversial idea, she gives and I'm saying like 10 out of 10 free shipping, like perfect answer of, well, I disavow this. But I see and hear you, and I'm leaving this conversation right now because it's unproductive. And boof, she throws like the ninja bomb and instantly
Like
leaves.
in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when they drop the smoke bomb. They
Dude, that
disappear.
girl is a red D. And I think so. Twitch lost Ninja, which honestly, good on them because that guy. Anyway, I'm not gonna.
Sorry about that.
I just said I don't want to hate on people, and I was about to go back to my old toxic self. but she is
being such a toxic
completely
bitch today.
the face of the
We need a
platform,
shirt for you that says that.
and they don't want to lose her at all. They don't want to lose her at all. She's all the optics that they desire, and I think it's absolutely getting to her head, and she's.
Do you think she is an
terrifying.
industry plant?
No. I think she's organic, and right now she's top G on the platform, and she's not only drinking the Kool-Aid, she's guzzling it. She loves the Kool-Aid. She has Kool-Aid by IV drip as she's drinking, and
She's a true believer.
She's a scary
I think
person.
Evil people are always like people who in different circumstances maybe would be a great force for good because they're more motivated.
Yeah.
people use psyops so loosely.
Well, yeah. I mean, like,
We do. I do.
Hey, I ended up liking Avatar, and I'm still the one who's like we thought Avatar was a psyop. It made $1 billion in 2 weeks.
Also, like, another thing that could definitely be a slogan of this show is like, we're the problem.
We are definitely the
We
guys,
always say that.
We are the we are complicit in everything we complain about because we take in the media that we should be ignoring.
because it directly benefits us
Yes.
when things happen. Waffle Sensei said, when X-Play died, America lost its bastion of life support. Bring back Olivia Munn.
Yes.
I feel like she has better things to do.
First off, Olivia
back
Munn was on
X-Play.
Attack on the Show, you noob. She wasn't even on that show.
What was the name of
Shane
the other
Waffles.
woman?
Morgan Webb.
Oh, okay.
I'm just razzing Waffles for no reason, but I love him.
I mean, should we really resurrect X-Play
It was good.
again?
It was good. It was good. Like, no, don't. I mean, let it die.
I would like to let it
What's
die.
something else we could bring back?
They just like dug up its corpse and then defiled it and then buried it again.
I think they need to bring back Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh
cool.
yeah, like yesterday when we were talking about like Greta v. Andrew Tate.
Make a Celebrity Deathmatch.
That's
of
an
them.
opportunity for a celebrity death.
And it
match.
ends with like Andrew Tate like running her over with his Bugatti, and she survives because she summons climate change. Like the weather changes, and then they both end up taken out because like the weather just takes out his car, and he slips on ice because of he slips in falls into the ocean because of the polar ice caps or something like that.
Plot twist: Greta controls the weather.
That would be great.
Or said, "What's good, chat and friends? Hope you all had a good Christmas and a good New Year's. Drink all the champagne. Brett can have sparkling cider, I guess."
Yes, it will have to be sparkling cider for me. Also, somebody in the chat earlier said Tim took the week off, but you guys had to work. No, we chose to work. We were given the option of having the week off
Because we're just such great
we're so
people.
dedicated. No, look,
No.
I always say, I was like, look, I take days off, and then as soon as I do, I'm like, ugh, what am I supposed to be doing? Alone with my own thoughts? You have to be well adjusted for that. I don't know about that.
I feel like I'm well adjusted.
You're pretty well adjusted.
Maybe I'm not. Tacty Platty said, here for Brett to call Frosk a great value MGK.
Look, it would be a Kirkland MGK. That's the new thing now. It's like Kirkland is the one that you
This
call.
is
if you wanna
definitely
call somebody
regional.
Generic. Oh, yeah, it's because I live here now. If it was in Minnesota, it would be great value.
I think do you guys have the Nice brand?
No.
Yes, Target.
Yeah,
Target. That's unique.
thought that
That's
was
for Target.
Walgreens.
Up
They
and Up.
have
Or
it's like-
Walgreens. Yes.
yeah, nice.
What's Target's? What's Target's one?
Up and Up, right?
I don't know. What? Maybe the chat knows. I don't know what Target. What Target's one. One of them has nice products, and that was. I think it was. And the funny thing about it was, I think it was there was generic popcorn at Walgreens that was like the greatest popcorn you could ever get. Like,
Yes. Oh my gosh, when they had like hot dogs and popcorn
Well,
and
this was-
smoothies.
This was like white cheddar popcorn. It wasn't poppable popcorn, and it was called like gold medal popcorn. And I would buy all the bags, all the
Literally
bags,
all of it.
like 5 bags on the shelf.
Stockpiling
Well, they were like
popcorn.
cheap too because they were generic brands. So I'd buy all the bags.
I wonder if those are the ones my girl gets, Cause she gets some popcorn, then I'm like, what is this? Have the gods talk to us again?
Where was this
Seriously.
made?
Dude, I was eating some on the ride back from the airport to my place.
Underrated food.
Low-key.
Yeah, popcorn is high key awesome.
Devoured Eagle said, Brett, I saw your Instagram, bro. Skating is painful.
Yeah,
What happened? Did you post like an injury?
I mean, I posted a video last night. No, I haven't posted that video yet. I've got a couple that, like, I fall from time to time. I'm just older now, so I say "ow" when I fall, even if it doesn't hurt. Like it does, it hurts, but it hurts in a way that, like, the funny thing about skating is like your baseline for health is like kind of awful. Like when I wake up, I'm sore every day. And when you've made comments before, like when I sit up, I'm 35 or 30, I'm 36. When I sit up, I have to use my hands to sit up because 25 years of jumping off roofs and grinding down handrails, falling and getting hurt takes a toll on your body.
Well, you would think that like doing that would make you stronger and you're like...
No, you're still in better
more resilient.
Yes, but still 20 plus years of doing
falling?
Takes a toll on your body.
Just absolutely body slamming the ground on purpose.
And I actually, given like my style of skating was more geared towards creativity in unique spots, I fell less than a lot of people who did more stunts and stuff like that. I did that when I was younger, but a lot of people grow out of that. But yeah, when I fall here, also it's getting colder out, and let's face it, when it's cold out, like it hurts more. It just does.
Indie Uke said, competitive Smash is my fave game to watch and play.
I
was watching it for a few minutes.
It's cool.
What's your favorite?
Dark
Souls?
Competitively, I used to really like Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, I guess Street Fighter.
I wonder how these people
Or
do this
Marvel.
professionally and full time because they have to split the money with the league that they're in if
Dude,
they win.
No one is more poor in the professional gamers than fighting game players. All of them put like pro player, and honestly, there's like 10 people that
are actually pro
that actually live off that. It's pathetic.
Okay.
It's one of the things like where I had
The Yu-Gi-Oh's even worse.
in skating. I had like I skated for companies. I got to travel for free in per diem. I had a wheel with my name on it, but I still never considered myself a pro because I had.
You had a wheel?
I had like a pro wheel, like a wheel with my name on it, like that was sold at
That's
shops and everything.
I want one.
But I never considered myself pro because I didn't make a living off of it. It was always like I always kept another job.
Huh.
But that's also just like being cautious, like reasonably cautious about
I mean,
things.
there's just not a lot of money in the industry at the time, but like it was fine. Like I love traveling, and my favorite part would be coming back. Like talking about injuries, you always get hurt more on tour because one, you're not living like. First of all, you're skating every single day, and you're skating a lot harder. But I would come back from tour just covered in scrapes and injuries, and my favorite part would be like telling these ridiculous stories about what happened that had nothing to do with the skating.
How can I get a Brett wheel?
I still have a couple sets. I might be able to look and see if I can.
That's a collector's item.
It is. But I'd be like, I remember when I came back from Barcelona the first time, my right arm was basically destroyed, and I had like a huge hole in my hand. And I'm like, oh yeah, bear attack, and I just let that hang there and waited for them to like, is he serious or not?
Are you a good enough liar?
Well, it's like they knew I was out of town for skating, so it's like, but it's like, what did you think?
You
Like,
said, oh yeah, like it's stigmata.
it's a stupid question to ask. It's like I was literally out of town to do something you know is dangerous. What do you think happened? But it's like you can't expect people to care that much. So.
BMF Nate Dogg said, member fight night for Xbox. I wish Paul was on there. I don't remember what this is.
Do you think that?
I think I remember.
You remember?
I think I remember. It was like team.
What was
I
the-
gotta stop saying like. Jeez.
That's a hard one. Too.
I know. I'm trying. It was teams, and I think it was Dead or Alive, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm just thinking about something else, but it was 5 versus 5 people, if I'm not mistaken.
There's another.
Or maybe I am. Fake news. Who cares? It's the internet.
Okay.
Get used to it.
Bobcat said, Frosk is a perfect example of why we need to smash the matriarchy. Do we live in a matriarchy?
We live in a gynocentric society.
Yeah.
We live in a dorkyarchy.
Got him. Take that, you incels.
So true.
And the other game
let's move on to the next topic, though. We've still got some super chats hanging here.
The other game I was thinking of was the Def Jam boxing game. Does anybody remember that? No.
The what?
Def Jam
those
I'm a
rule.
girl.
Dude, there's tournaments for those too.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. We are moving on, guys. So we are coming into the year 2023, and it's going to be a very interesting one. So Hollywood lost a lot of money in its net worth this year. $500 billion in market value lost in the year 2022. And it's only going to get worse from here, or at least you
Press
could say,
S to spit in the chat.
Say what?
Well deserved.
Say what?
I said press S to spit.
Oh. Okay, so
To spit on the grave of Hollywood.
okay. So 2022 was a bad year for cinema, which is funny too, because I actually liked a lot of the movies that came out this year. But they're estimating that next year we're going to have about our $8 or $9 billion box office, which is up from $7.4 billion that we had this past year, which was up from $4.3 billion in 2021, obviously coming out of the pandemic. What bothered me about this next article is they're still blaming COVID.
Yeah. As packed as 2023 is for new movies, I think I want us to finally get back, like, to not blaming COVID for people not coming out to mediocre movies that are marketed terribly. I want us to stop using the phrase getting back to normal, the new normal, or crawling back from COVID.
Slowly crawling back.
I don't want to be told that people are afraid to go to the movie theater.
They are not. Here's they say
They're not.
They answer their own question right here in the article title. It says 2023 domestic box office to hit $9 billion, fueled by 33 tentpole movies. But how does Hollywood prevent original adult pictures from falling further into jeopardy? You don't. We live in an era where people do not care about your self-indulgent, artsy picks that nobody wants to go see. They don't care anymore. Babylon failed. Amsterdam failed. Maybe it's just one word titles fail. I don't know. But Elvis did well. But Elvis was even considered still somewhat of a, not a tentpole, but it was a big enough movie that it wasn't just a biopic. It seemed like more than that.
It was on the lower side of like budget.
But it made, yeah, exactly. So what do we do here? So $542 billion loss in market value in 2022. It was 1.35 trillion. Dropped to 8.8 billion. And for instance, the banking industry fell 14.5% and telecom fell 12%. It fell like higher than both of those. You can't, I hate the term get woke, go broke, because I think it's become kind of a cliche. But if the shoe fits.
I think like when scarcity reemerges, then the superfluous bullshit will fail. Yep. And that's what we're seeing happen. And another reason I think maybe we're not recovering as well, like as the box office isn't recovering as well as we would hope, is because they keep putting out unoriginal, like just crap, just gruel, sequels, endless sequels after sequels.
It's the other ones. It's the bros. Going to box office and not going to streaming. It's Babylon in Amsterdam. Those had high budgets, right? Like, or what was the one that had like $100 million budget?
Amsterdam was $100 million.
Like, look, you can't do
which
that.
Which didn't make sense to me.
Or maybe that was 50.
Look like
maybe that was 50 million.
I think it was like close to.
Guys, I do want to say, like, this is a white pill. 2023 box office is freaking lit. Like, it's packed. Well, like when I tell you it's packed, I mean it's packed. So I want to go through Mary.
You guys
first.
are going to get more reviews.
Like,
that's
yes,
for sure.
There's going to be so many reviews this year. So I want to go through with you, Mary, first. Top 5 movies. We'll go one by one.
Maybe Dane, if you can figure out a list of like top 5
or games. If you have games,
I definitely have a list of top 5 games.
I'm going to start with I'm not doing these in any particular order. I did them in time frame. So February 24th, Cocaine Bear. Yes. Let's freaking
dude, what is
go.
That? I keep hearing about that.
You need to watch the trailer.
You have to watch the trailer.
Okay.
So it's Elizabeth Banks makes a movie. First of all, she also tried to intellectualize this recently, where she goes, "It's about revenge for the bear."
The bear is like indigenous, and he's like getting revenge against people who have occupied his land.
It wasn't that. It was like she's like he's getting revenge for being dosed with drugs. I'm like,
why are we psychoanalyzing a bear that doesn't exist?
It's a huge bear killing people just out of its gourd on coke.
gored.
Let the bear kill a bunch of.
awesome.
The trailer is so good. Like, I know you're gonna love this.
Let the bear get zooted and kill a bunch of humans on drugs. It's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to
also,
be more than
we're
that.
hoping to review that one with a special guest.
Yes.
Maybe I'll save that as like a little surprise. I'm
See,
excited
it's
about
times
that
like
too.
this, I would have like reviewing that back in the day when I was still a problem would have been fantastic.
Oh,
But
God.
unfortunately, can't do that. I'll have to do it clear-headed. It's going to be great though. So my number, I'm not doing this in order. So for you, after Cocaine Bear.
Oh, should we like
you-
alternate?
yeah.
Okay. Cocaine Bear is on my list too,
Yes,
though. We're gonna overlap in like
Yes.
most of these
In a lot of
probably.
these, I'm sure.
Okay. Another one is I put Blood and Honey.
When is the
That's-
release date on that
That
one?
one
That's
looks cool.
February 15th,
Is
so
that
it's gonna
the
come
Winnie
out
the
like a
Pooh?
week before Cocaine Bear.
Is that Winnie the Pooh one?
Winnie the Pooh and
Yeah,
Piglet
dude, that's
go
so dark.
feral mode and start killing people.
And like,
I'm obsessed.
And think about this. That's not even like a wide release. That's a Fathom Events 1 day only theater release on here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like that one's most likely going to go straight to streaming. So
All right.
those are our number ones. Like a lot of my list here are like the big box office ones, but those aren't it. So Dane, what is the number one game?
Are
you're
you gonna
looking
play
forward
Hogwarts Legacy, by the way?
You should do
Because
it.
we've been talking about like the controversy about Hogwarts Legacy a lot, and how some people are boycotting it over the J.K. Rowling stuff.
I could play it to review it for the show, but I didn't
looks
have it.
great.
I didn't have it on my top, so I can give the number one for me, but I can also give what I think people will consider number one.
Okay.
Because typically when this game in particular, or this series of games, launches a new entry in the mainline series, everyone makes a huge deal of it. So what I think is the global number one for 2023 is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
So it's in the latest entry in the mainline for The Legend of Zelda.
All right. Is there but that's not the one you're looking forward to the most.
My number one is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Okay. Oh, I knew that would be
Yeah.
that would be true for you. Okay. My number 2, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I love Zachary Levi as this character. His comments about a lot of people got mad because he defended James Gunn. I'm like, what do you want the guy to do? He's still got to work with him. I thought he was fantastic in that role in the first Shazam movie. I think it's oddly enough, it's a very interesting way that you can do a pro-family movie in the diversity, equity, and inclusion age, because it's about a family of adopted kids, right? It's not just or foster kids, right? So it's not the same thing as just a standard family. But Billy Batson is not from a traditional family, but it's a very pro-family message in the film, and it's fun. And Zachary Levi deserves all the success in the world because Chuck is one of the greatest shows of all time. But they did well with the first movie, and they don't seem to be focusing heavily on identity politics. They're not making a bunch of lame statements, outside of those couple of comments about Gunn. Like, the cast, for the most part, stays on the good side of people. So I'm looking forward to that. It's like, I think it's the only DC movie on my list, and there's no Marvel movies on my list, which I know will make Caper 2X very angry. But before we move on to that, right after that, at the end of February, we do have Quantumania, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania
We're gonna review that.
comes out on February 17th. So don't think we won't be reviewing these movies. We will.
This is like insane. We have like a lot coming out.
Once we go through our 5, I'm gonna go through the list and just so people can see just how many movies are coming out this year.
Okay, so another on my list. I wrote more than 5, by the way.
I have an
I hope that's
honorable
okay.
mention section here as well.
I wrote Barbie,
Of course.
because it's for the girlies,
like
and it could have been Amy Schumer. We live in the alternate timeline, the more fortunate one, where it was Margot Robbie.
Hot Margot Robbie.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Also, it comes out the same weekend as Oppenheimer, so there's gonna be a great
Whoa.
we have to do a video of like
Take that, you incel.
no, we have to do a video where like Barbie's on this screen, Oppenheimer's on this screen, and me and Mary walk and we go
we
in
have to
different
like
directions.
split up,
Yeah.
and then also swap rooms.
And we walk in and I'm like, see you later.
By the way, so my second game, which could have been my first, honestly, is Starfield.
Okay.
And that is from the makers of, they're called Bethesda. They're from the makers of Elder Scrolls, which is a super, super duper popular gaming franchise.
Okay, that's the same as
Skyrim. Yes.
Okay.
So Skyrim is the
was
5th
not clear on
entry of Elder Scrolls. And so basically they're making that in space.
Oh, That's kind of interesting.
which I'm super excited for because my girlfriend bought me an Xbox for Christmas so I can play it.
I love that that's the pitch for anything. It's like in space. I don't remember the
That's
TV
sweet.
show that I was watching, but there's this thing where they go to a tech convention and it's everybody pitching their apps, and it's just every app that's ever existed, but it's but porn. So it's it's like Uber, but for porn.
That's not even allowed in the App Store, though. Like,
Okay, so my next one, John Wick Chapter 4. John Wick Chapter 4 comes out March 24th. Also, most of the movies that I was most excited about are all early in the summer. And then, but it gets bigger at the end of the summer. It's just they're ones that I'm less excited about. John Wick Chapter 4, if for no other reason than to spite James Cameron and his comments about guns being bad with his movies. Oh my gosh. And then somebody else pointed out to me, they said they didn't even ban assault rifles in New Zealand. So apparently that wasn't even real.
he was just spreading more fake
Apparently,
news.
I don't know if it was true or not, but I'm really, really
I would have
excited.
assumed that was true, though. I would have assumed they already had done that.
Somebody in the chat says y'all wrong about Tate. There they are. They're back.
I thought that
disagreeing
they
with us.
actually had a system in New Zealand. This is unrelated, but that they like had you voluntarily surrender your
They did do
weapon so
that
that
at
it
one
could get
point, didn't
melted
they?
down.
Didn't they do that at one point?
Yeah.
Like a gun buyback?
Like that was a thing.
So
Anyway.
so John Wick Chapter 4, basically John Wick Chapter 3, I'm not like, I liked it, but I felt like the final action scene got to the point where it's getting so excessive now that that's why I go to the movies. Like the action scenes are so well done, but they're almost exhausting and over the top. And I love the cinematography of those movies. It's golden. So John Wick Chapter 4.
Someone said Dane has high class video game
I do.
taste. Okay, the next one I think is definitely on your list too, Brett. Dead Reckoning.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I'm not normally an action movie person, and I'm not a Scientologist like Brett, so you know, I
Talk
don't.
about the spreader of fake news, guys.
Yes, but after like the antics from Tom Cruise, where he's just like free falling from the sky and spreading a message of love for the fans, I'm here for it.
Like I said, I'm here to be lied to.
And I do want to see that stunt
I don't-
that he teased in that video.
I don't care if he goes home and has a big like sign that says "I hate fans," but he's just faking it. Like he's good. All that proves is that he's a good actor and that he's good at faking it.
You love the way Tom Cruise lies.
I love the way he lies. So yes, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning is. I funny enough, I was watching Ghost Protocol this weekend, and I love it. They're like, we're in the Soviet Union. I'm like, man, Russia just never goes out of style.
Nah.
Like you can even John Wick. Evil Russians in John Wick 1. I'm like, are there really like Russian criminals in bathhouses still?
I kind of love it.
Like,
Also, like
it's a vibe.
Even with the Balenciaga thing, I got to be like, you evil Russians.
Yeah, you evil Russian. They're evil Russians. So Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning is on both of our lists.
So my third is Street Fighter 6
Oh yeah, I knew you'd be excited about that one.
because Street Fighter 4 is potentially the game in my life that I've put the most hours into. Like, it was basically a character trait of mine playing that game for a while. It got weird. And Street Fighter 5 is the worst video game in human history.
We have talked about it on here, haven't we?
Constantly.
I do remember that.
It's such a bad game, and it ripped the community apart. And for a game of that series, after such a disappointment as Street Fighter 5 was, to look good and spark interest in me again, is honestly something, because I was ready to give up on Capcom forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
So
Are trailers out for all of the games that you're mentioning, or?
oh yes, let me drop something, a URL. I'm dropping it in chat, and that's a list of 35 games, but I'm choosing my own.
Okay.
My next one is very clear. Fast X. Fast and the Furious 10.
Based.
I mean, I'm wondering, and
Can't
guys,
wait for Brie
no.
Larson.
Here. I have a
Back on the press tours.
I have
To make a mess of
goal
everything.
that I can set people out for a goal. Does anybody remember when they did? Somebody went through Avengers Endgame and edited out, like went through the hassle of editing out the girl boss scene of the movie and like re-released it. and like got rid of all the women characters because misogyny, and I'm kind of
How much time did it take?
I have no idea, but it was like what?
What? How long was the movie after that? Like 10 minutes?
Like what I love is that somebody could just edit out Brie Larson from this movie
Completely.
Null Lee says, of course, low T Brett doesn't like Tate.
I bet that Fast X.
Whatever,
will
dude.
pass
You're
the Bechdel
simping
test.
for a man.
Say that again.
You freaking dork.
Say that again.
I bet that Fast X is going to pass the Bechdel test.
Oh, it will have
for
to
sure.
pass. It will have to pass the Bechdel test. It will absolutely have to pass the Bechdel test. But the thing about it is like they've gotten so ridiculous. I really do think that the best came 4 through 7. Like I don't watch 8 and 9 that much. I think Tim loves 8 and 9. I don't really like 8 and 9.
The next ones I'm mentioning kind of come as a package deal because it's all about my morbid curiosity. The Flash and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
I mean, less.
Love controversial people on the big screen.
I don't even feel like the Amber Heard one is super controversial. Like it's just like
a lot of people are saying like completely cut her out of the movie or we're not going.
Yeah, like I mean,
Like, they're
I'm not gonna skip it.
serious.
I'm not skipping those
But
movies
then
because of that.
by Christmas 2023, is anyone going to care about Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard anymore?
And that's
they barely care now.
That's
like
the
it's
job
been
of the
memory hold.
That's the job of the CEO to think 5 moves
Right.
ahead, right? Know that by Christmas nobody's going to care anymore.
Yeah, I also don't think I would go to a movie on Christmas ever.
Really?
Anyway.
Yeah. In the chat, so he says, I still want Transformers and Fast and the Furious universes to combine. Well, there's a Transformers movie
Why do we
coming
have
out
to
this year.
combine all universes? Why is this a thing?
There is a Transformers movie coming out this year too, so that actually is completely plausible.
Yeah,
Completely plausible.
But that trailer, I don't expect good things. What about you?
Dane?
I don't even know what order we're going in anymore.
So
I
I
got a
thought it
couple
was
more.
like this.
I have no idea.
So my fourth game, this is a super classic gaming franchise that doesn't release games very often. So this is only the 4th installment.
Okay.
But Diablo 4. That Diablo.
Don't you have a phone?
Dude, Diablo. Oh my god.
Ah.
Diablo's the original, like, sell your soul to your game. Like, this is your life now game. But, you know, I'm sure it's good to play also for filthy casuals. But for people that aren't filthy casuals, like, this is congratulations. You can give your life again to another game.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
It probably is, yeah.
I'm looking these up as we go.
So I've got my honorable mentions is Equalizer 3. And now this is under the, I have a very specific rule here. God, the stink bugs are just... You can only do this if you don't combine the Equalizer universes, meaning that there better be no Queen Latifah in this. Denzel only. No Queen Latifah. There is no action star less believable in the world today than Queen Latifah. If you can call her an action star.
Action star, wow.
Because she's on an action TV show called The Equalizer that's awful.
But not the movies.
No, she's
I
not
haven't
in-
seen the other Equalizer.
It's it's still in the chat. Nightcall asks, is it still Denzel Washington? It is still Denzel Washington, and even he's like 70 years old, but I don't care. Like it's fine. It's totally fine. And I love those Equalizer movies. They're up there with John Wick. Like they're just fun. Like I don't need movies to like. This is the thing about it is that the reason I like the movies this year is like even like Amsterdam, which I didn't hate. Like there's supposed to be meaning there, but I don't go out of my way to search for movies with meaning. I go out of my way to search for movies that are fun. Equalizer's
I thought
fun.
that it was kind of fun. Like Amsterdam was kind of fun, but also like,
But it goes
who is
for a
it
bit.
for? Like I don't understand who it's for.
Who is it
And then it like stuff like John Wick and Mission Impossible and Top Gun, like these action franchises, even Terminator.
Yeah.
Like it just shows like. The white males are bringing the audience.
Well,
sorry to break it to you.
Keanu Reeves is not technically a white male. Keanu Reeves is half Asian.
Oh, really?
Part Asian. Yep.
I wouldn't have known that.
Nightcall says, I only expect Queen Latifah to be in comedies. What gives? Actually, if you want to see a great role that she was in that wasn't technically a comedy, she plays Adam Sandler's wife in a movie called Hustle on Netflix. It's really, really, really good.
You loved Hustle.
I love that. That would have been... If
You love sports movies in general?
No,
Seems like...
I love the sports movies from when I was a kid because there's a lot of wonder and youth tied to it. But yeah, no, that movie was really, really good.
Okay.
Though she wasn't really believable as a college track star in that movie either, but they don't show her running
You don't
track,
say.
so.
How many more do you have left?
I got 2 more after that.
Okay, me too. I wrote down Blackberry.
Tell people what that
is like an incredibly obscure movie that's probably going to go straight to streaming, but it's like
it's a streaming movie for sure.
Yeah,
like, that would be like releasing them in the theater. Like, really, you were gonna lose. You were always gonna lose money on this.
Yeah, just like dramatized retelling of the invention of the BlackBerry. I just want that, but about the T-Mobile Sidekick or about the Motorola Razr. Like just something stupid.
Well, it's like they made the
I don't
movie
care
about the creation of Uber, right? The one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
And then one about McDonald's.
Yeah, like those
just like
are
random shit. Like I just think it's fun. I don't know.
I also love like like they have to dramatize it so bad, like The Social Network.
Yes,
like
yeah.
break
I love The
computer.
Social Network. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I liked The Social Network. I think it's like funny, dramatic.
When I
like it too.
When I see Michael Cera, I want to run the other way.
That's not Michael Cera. It's Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of?
They're just like
I
the
don't know.
same person in your mind.
Same thing.
Are you thinking
when I see Jesse Eisenberg, I want to run the other way? Like
because you hate SNL or something?
No, like I actually. The funny thing is like when people when he was cast as Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman, I was like, look, give it a shot. But like, did I really think deep down that was actually going to work? No.
I don't know. I like The Social Network. I'm sorry, my Prada's at the cleaners, along with my hoodie and my fuck you flip flops.
I'm gonna give my honorable mentions now, so I can give my actual last one.
Go for it.
In the next round. So Alan Wake 2, it's the sequel to an old kind of like mystery game. Fire Emblem Engage, just because I see chat absolutely simping over it, so there, I said it. Spooderman.
Fan
Spooderman
service.
is gonna have Spider-Man.
Spooderman.
Spooderman's gonna have another game, and those games are typically pretty fun.
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy 16, because obviously.
Okay, you're next.
It's like a big year. Like
It's
for all
huge.
media. It's like, but did they? Is this kind of just a thing where like they were coming out of COVID? Like that makes sense when it comes to actually producing things. It's not the same thing as saying coming out of COVID because people are still scared to go to the movie theaters. It takes time to get back to full length production. The next one that I have is Expendables 4.
Oh my god!
I didn't see that on
I want to
the list.
watch that one with
I
you,
know.
dude. Those
Okay.
movies rule.
Like I said, you're not gonna find highbrow entertainment
No.
anywhere on any of my lists, and I will make fun of you for telling me that I have to. Like when people are like, you have to go see this, I'm like, guess what? No, I don't, because I don't. You can't make me.
I've definitely gone over 5 by now.
Yeah, no, we're in the honorable mentions now.
Okay, an honorable mention for me is the new Hunger Games movie.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah.
They're making another one?
They are. It's called Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I don't know anything about it. I have not read the book it's
like
based
it's
on,
telling
if it
about-
is based on one. But
Is it with
I don't
Jennifer
know.
Lawrence?
I will do anything to pretend that we're still in the early 2010s because I just love everything about like the early 2010s, late 2000s era of both movies and TV. Like that. And I like have a big nostalgia for it, even though I didn't like the Hunger Games that much.
They were good.
I never.
That was just a nice era for entertainment.
Never seen a single one.
I think they're like all right
They're good.
from what I
I like 'em.
remember.
I've never seen a Twilight movie, and I've never seen a Hunger
CGI was
Games
pretty
movie.
bad in Hunger Games.
I saw
but-
one Twilight. That was one too many.
And then my last one, Ghostbusters Afterlife 2.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know that was going to be out this year,
I
but
didn't
apparently
see
that will be out this year. Ghostbusters Afterlife was
Is that
one
going to
of
be in theaters?
Yes, Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's like one of the things that made this channel possible was like us leaving the theater, and I went on this long diatribe about how like, look, you can like pretend like we don't like strong women or female characters, but the little girl in that movie, that actress carried that movie on her shoulders, on her own. Apart from like the like Finn Wolfhard, like there was a bunch of like other actors. It had Paul Rudd. It had all these people that you've heard of. But the movie lives and dies on this little girl being a mixture of quirky, charming, standoffish, unique. And it wouldn't have worked if she hadn't done such an amazing job in that movie, and she did. And the cameos at the end, which are like fairly well done. Like I don't think they even need to make an afterlife too. I guess they're going back to New York for this one. They showed the old firehouse where the Ghostbusters originally take place. I don't know if they needed to do that, but I'm still like a little bit curious, even though it's not going to be directed by Reitman. We'll see. He's producing it, so we'll see.
I don't have any more written down, but one more I guess I wanted to mention was the Padre Pio movie that Shia LaBeouf starred in. Still hasn't come out yet, and its future is kind of unknown. Yep. I guess that they went back to editing it because the response wasn't that great from showing it at festivals, but I am interested.
Quiet Anari says Ghostbusters tried way too hard. It had the body but lacked the spirit. That's a personal taste thing, man. Like, I get it. Like, some people gave me like logical explanations as to why they felt that the elements that they tried to invoke in it that were nostalgic fell flat. And I get it, but that's what I love about film. That's what I love about this type of art, is that it's subjective and that everybody has like the things that hit them in the feels the way that they do for them, and it's different for everyone. So, you know,
I kind
each their own.
of wish that James Cameron had planned it so that an Avatar movie would come out every year around the same season.
It was originally going to be like that.
And well, like, why not? Because I want to get this over with as soon as possible. Like, I also think it would probably...
Can we be done with it, please, James? I don't want to, like...
If we're repeating, like, what they hope for the box office return on Avatar 2, it would add to the overall box office until it's at, like, 12 billion.
We can talk about... we can start, like, an office poll. Like, what... Like, will Mary be married... And will she have kids, and what kid will she be on by the time the last one comes out?
Apparently, I'm already married and have 10 kids.
Congratulations.
If we're going by the chat. But fact check, I'm not married to Sam Hyde.
Is that who they thought you were married to?
That's what they said in the chat.
What the frick?
That I'm married to Sam Hyde and have 10 kids with him.
Okay, where does the Sam Hyde part come from?
I don't know.
Because he can't keep getting away with this. He's everywhere and nowhere all at once.
So my last game is... gonna come out of left field because I famously don't like horror.
Okay.
I don't like horror movies. I don't like horror games. As a principal, I don't like to pay to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited over the Resident Evil 4 remake.
I've heard I've heard a lot of people talking about like who's the... There was somebody talking about it recently in like it might have been a stream, but it might have been a video. But it's like they went into a lot of detail, and I love it. I love when people love something, and they give like this long explanation as to why they love the franchise, and why they got them excited in lieu of like other remakes, which they've said have like to them fell flat. Like they like some of them, they don't like all of them. How do you feel in general about video game remakes as a whole?
As a whole, I think that you should only... So, as a whole, in one way, they're practical because, for example, my favorite game of all time can only be played on the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 3, and we're at PlayStation 5. So, good luck trying to play that unless you do it illegally on some ways.
Wait, why you can't just have the game on an old platform?
I don't have a PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 3. Thank you, Puerto Rico.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I got stolen.
I have I have a PlayStation 1, a PlayStation 2, and like an N64.
Well, you're a Giga Chad.
That was like this. Like I stopped after PlayStation 2, so I kept the stuff from that generation.
You're a legendary Giga Chad. So in that way, so you can play some of your favorite games again, but. And other times it's when games like Final Fantasy VII, where they were just so critically acclaimed that people want to see it with beautiful graphics.
Yeah.
But, you know, for me, it only works when the original cast and the original creators worked on it. And with voiceovers, it can get really cringe. It can get really cringe really quick because those old games, like you would read the dialogue and you would be like, oh, wow. And you would give...
Oh, so it changes the format.
Yeah, and your perception of the person that you're reading for as well.
Because you're not hearing it in your own voice in your head. You're hearing it in the voice of some arbitrary person that was chosen to play that character.
Because you could be thinking, oh, this is the cool guy. And then the voice acting is like, oh, hi, my name's Jared.
Oh, my God, he's not cool.
Yeah. And that's troublesome.
So I want to go through I just want to give you remember that list said 33 tent poles this movie. There's only 52 weeks in the year.
Yeah.
We're gonna be reviewing stuff.
We'll be
nonstop.
frequenting.
So we've got.
the theater.
We're just gonna start here. First of all, February 10th, Titanic 25th anniversary. Yet James Cameron knows how to make money, does he not? Releasing it again, and
I don't want to see a woman have an affair on a cruise again. Sorry.
It's the movie of a rich woman sleeping with a homeless guy on a cruise. So Magic Mike's Last Dance. Any interest, Mary? I know you have strong feelings about Channing Tatum.
I think that he looks like a walnut in the nicest way possible.
Looks like a wall.
Okay, so we've got Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Cocaine Bear. All of that's just in February.
Okay.
Now we'll go through March. Scream 6. That comes out on March 10th.
I'm interested in that.
Okay, so Shazam, Fury of the Gods, John Wick Chapter 4, Dungeons and Dragons.
We'll have to review that.
Of course, yeah. All of those come out on March 30, in the month of March. Now we've got the month of April. I don't know what On a Wing on a Prayer is, and I don't really have any interest in it, but the Super Mario Brothers movie, April 7th. What's the Pope's Exorcist? Do you know what this is?
I don't know anything
Blasphemy?
about that. It might be a horror movie.
Renfield is the vampire movie starring Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
Okay.
Evil Dead Rise. There's that's April is kind of like the least stacked of that time. So then we go down to May 5th, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Oh my gosh, this looks interesting. The Pope's Exorcist says portraying real life figure Father Gabriel Amorth, a priest who acted as chief exorcist at the Vatican, performed more than 100,000 exorcisms.
That's kind of interesting.
That's interesting.
There's a really bad episode of Criminal Minds that covered exorcisms that was just really so bad. It was in the middle of
Usually is.
It was in their best season and
Which one was that?
Season 4. And it had Walton Goggins in it, who's one of my favorite actors. So it had all the ingredients to be really freaking awesome. And it had Carmen Argenzio or whatever, really good actors, but the material just wasn't there. Just didn't work. So May, we also have The Little Mermaid in May. Fast and the Furious in May. Luckily, those are on separate weeks.
Yeah.
Now we go into June. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, The Flash. All of those.
We're literally going to watch all of these.
And then Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. All of those are just June.
Yeah.
We're going to be coming back.
I'm going to have literally no free time.
No free time. Insidious, Fear of the Dark. That doesn't really interest me, but it might interest other people. July 14th, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Barbie, Oppenheimer, The Marvels. All of that just July. Now we go into August.
Damn.
Meg 2. I actually am kind of interested to see Meg 2.
The first Meg put me to sleep for 2 hours.
We might have to see that. Then we've got Gran Turismo, Blue Beetle. I don't know what they listen to. So there's at least 2 to 3 movies every month that we're going to have to see and review.
Yeah.
Then we've got September, The Equalizer, Nun 2, The Expendables 4. Mm-hmm. That's 3 or 4 movies right there. October, Kraven the Hunter, The Exorcist, Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie. Any interest in Paw Patrol? No?
No. Maybe for our younger viewers.
Saw 10, Saw X. And then November, Dune Part 2. Tim walked out of Dune. We should see if we can get him to watch this one. And see if he could, because it was
just boring.
It's super boring.
Yeah.
Then the Hunger Games movie, Trolls 3. And then we get to December, Ghostbusters Afterlife, Wonka, Aquaman and the Last Kingdom. It is going to be a busy year, guys.
I'm not mad about it. I've been wanting to do more reviews anyways, and we're going to review a ton of the ones you just listed.
And it's way easier to review movies than shows.
Yeah.
But part of it is a lot of people don't want to you don't like reviewing them if it's later down the line. I don't have a problem with it, but I get it. Is it really worth the time to wait 2 weeks to get through something and then review it then when everyone's either already seen it or is done talking about it?
It's just about who can binge it the fastest, and I'm not about that.
I'm not. And it's I don't like taking notes. I'd rather I talked about Reacher endlessly because I didn't just take notes. I watched it twice. But that's you have the time to watch something you might only kind of like twice. I started Jack Ryan season 3 last night, and it's a slog to get through still because season 2 is so bad. Season 1 was great, but season 3, I'm just season 2 left such a sour taste in my mouth that I'm having trouble recommitting to it, even though Wendell Pierce is great. So, all right. we are gonna move on. We just got a couple of things here at the end, guys.
Well, we've got like a ton of super chats. We probably should start.
All right, let's go through it.
Right now. Jacob Edler sent us a big super chat. He said, "Hope your holiday season has been blessed. Have a happy New Year weekend and keep up the great work because we have a lot to do in 2023. We are winning."
Look, I'm kind of I am guilty of being the black pill guy a lot of the time, who tends to be kind of negative. Like Mary will say I'm simultaneously like too optimistic or too
I mean, I think you're neurotic, but at the end of the day, like
no, but like too willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, but also super black pilled at the same time.
Well, you find talking about a lot of this stuff draining, and I don't relate to that, but
yeah, imagine
maybe
not
sometimes
talking.
it seems like you have more of like a charitable view of other people.
So it's
than
like
me.
yeah. So to me, it's like we've got work to do. We have I don't like to think of it that way. We're just having fun. We're these people are nuts, and we're talking about nutty people.
Waffle Sensei said, "Brett, did you know Jack Black was a smoker's extra in Waterworld? I think I'm like one of the 7 people who knows this. Send it to the trivia section."
I did not know that.
Before
I will have to
someone
check.
beats you to it. Anyone in the chat, don't do it. Let Brett have this one. Devoured Eagle said, "Brett, what's your IMDb username so I can thank you?"
I don't even know what it is. It's just logging with my email. Just logging with my email. Like I
don't know. N7 Wolf said, "R.I.P. Peel?" Wait, what? What does that mean?
Oh, Pele, the soccer player.
Pele?
Oh, Pele.
The football player who died. I called it
Was
soccer.
this like
How
recent?
dare you?
I called it both just so I don't offend anyone.
Was this recent?
You've offended everyone.
What? Yes, just the other day.
Oh, okay. Ben De Jesus said, "My Bori Poppy is back."
That's you, Dane.
Happy New Year, guys.
Also, since I don't play soccer or don't know anything about this, is that where the term Pele kick comes from?
Maybe. I don't know.
Pele kick is also a term in professional wrestling. I wonder if that's where that comes from.
Oh. Porco Rosso Forever said, "Thanks for a great show, guys. It's a lot of fun. This year, I am a new on the road. Is that what that means? On the road trucker. And I try my best to hit a rest stop every day at 3. Also, well, will Shane ever return, or did Mary haunt him too hard?"
Look, Shane's a busy dude these days. Like
he's traveling a lot.
He's so busy. Like, plus
we're
he's
trying to figure out a time when he can come back.
He's homies with Kanye now. We're not cool
Yeah.
enough for him.
I guess we're just not
anymore.
cool
Like,
enough
we're
for
not cool
Shane
enough for Shane
anymore.
anymore.
Not cool enough for Shane.
Who is Shane though?
Who? Who's they? Wyatt Kaldenberg said, "I own a 100-inch TV. I have a sound system that rocks my house. The popcorn is cheap. Why would I go to the movies when they stream to my living room?"
Look, there's nothing wrong with that either. Look, I'll tell you why. For me, I am extremely ADHD. I just went on a diatribe earlier about how I spend half my movie time looking on IMDb and writing in trivia sections and looking up actors. When I go to the theater, it forces me to pay 110% attention to the movie, and that helps for me. So
Yeah. False God Dark Soul said, "Morgan is better than less skin."
get it.
Happy New Year, PCC. Happy New Year.
And a happy New Year to you.
Big Dave said, "I've seen Bullet Train multiple times, and I believe Brad Pitt's Ladybug character was based on our real-life hero, Ian Crossland."
Oh my God.
What is the PCC panel's take on this theory? I'll be silent now.
We need to get a bucket hat for Ian.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't based enough to be Ian.
Are you sure? I don't know.
Not to be Ian. Dude, I read his book.
Ian's the Writings in the Dark or whatever.
Yep.
What'd you think?
Dude. So I love streams of consciousness.
Yeah.
And it's exactly that.
Yeah.
Does it
But
seem like he just wrote it all in one sitting?
No, it clearly seems like time is passing.
Okay.
But it's literally everything that's on his mind.
Is this on your list of like 10, or you're like reading books from the most interesting people you've met or something?
I already read it. That one, so it couldn't be on it.
Okay. I was thinking about reading it. Big Dave said...
You should read it.
Oh, sorry. I already read that one.
Thank you, Big Dave.
Biddy Beastly said, "Before 2022 is over, watch Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio for the animation on Netflix and Smiling Friends, HBO. Smiling Friends is from the...
One Plays crew.
That's
interesting. Like Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, I keep getting asked to watch and talk about. Like, people have sent me messages and said like what your opinion would be on this. I have not watched it. I don't even know what Smiling Friends is, so that's very
It's
interesting.
an animated show. I've
Okay, cool.
seen like screen caps from it, but I haven't watched any of it. I usually don't watch animated shows.
Last night, I'll like, guys, you guys know me. I end up going back. I always like, I want to watch new stuff, but there's just so much great old stuff. I just turned on because there's a Luther movie coming out this year on Netflix. A Luther movie based on the TV show. So I went back and started rewatching Luther last night.
That show's awesome.
Holy crap, Idris Elba rules. Like, as much as I love Idris Elba in The Wire, it is kind of his seminal work to me. Him in that role is just
absolutely
incredible.
That show has so much tension in some moments.
And the Alice is just nuts, and it's like she's so great in that role too.
The first season's wild.
And like it's one of those things. Like it's like that was a golden age. I really talk about how I believe that the golden age of television was 08, 09 to like 012, like to 2012, 2013. It felt like the agenda wasn't in there as badly. Maybe it was starting, but the writing was still so good, and there wasn't so much content that you had to worry about substandard writing when it was something high class like that. And all of those, Sherlock was out at that time. People love those first seasons of Sherlock. There's great television coming out at that time. It's just, that was a great age. Like, it almost feels like this podcast would have been ridiculous. It would be a completely different podcast because everything would be awesome.
There would be no crisis. There would be like
pop culture rules and
pop culture. There is no crisis. Indie Uke said Street Fighter 6 should have Andrew Tate as a character. Do you agree, Dane?
Thoughts?
That'd be funny. I mean, it'd be funny.
I mean, it's just him beating up like Greta Thunberg.
Clef the Misfit said, there's only one video game I really want that better come out this year, and that's Grand Theft Auto 6. If Rockstar really needs more than 10 years for this game, I'm going to melt down.
Fair enough.
I would love to play that game, yeah.
Also,
that would have been on my list had they announced it.
I'm going off the super chats here. PCGQ says, no, early 2000s, Lost, Prison Break, Breaking Bad. Look,
Lost is trash.
I'm not even. No. Prison Break is freaking incredible. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about the early, like, I say 08, but yeah, there's like a lot of stuff. 04 even. Dexter. Yeah. Wow. 04 upwards. There's so much like Dexter does just with the cinematography and the atmosphere created around Miami. What shows to like what Rings of Power wanted to do with their broad sweeping shots of Middle Earth, like of where they are, right? Like what they're trying to do, like Lord of the Rings, like what they try to do with atmosphere with their broad sweeping shots in Rings of Power is what Dexter was able to do on a quarter of the budget with just really, really good camera work and a really, really deep environment created from the cinematography.
Dexter is the second best show in my lifetime, only second to Breaking Bad.
I mean, I didn't really care for it at the end. Past.
Oh yeah, the last season's garbage.
But like somebody else points, Chuck was that time period too. There's so much good TV at that time. Also, Chuck is a highly based show because we were knee deep in like corporate war neoliberalism at that time, and John Casey is just like this. He goes to work every day and salutes a picture of Ronald Reagan.
Someone said Burn Notice.
Oh, you
Brett
guys
will never stop raving about Burn Notice. I've watched every episode of Burn Notice like twice, 3 times, and I'm sorry, I never want to see it again. I'm tired of it.
I watched 2 episodes last night.
No, Dexter.
I watched the episode with Holt McCallany where they have to do reverse interrogation on Michael Weston, and they take him hostage to find out what the bad guy knows. Look, Bruce Campbell, man, you can't go wrong.
The first scene of Dexter is so iconic, and I'll never forget the first line. The first line is, "Tonight's the night, and it's gonna happen again and again." And I was like, "Whoa."
Dustin says, "I was an X-Files guy. Even X-Files was not really early. That was the 90s. It was 90s. Like that was that was the exception, not the rule of the 90s to me, though. Like, have you ever watched the X-Files?
Yeah.
Those first 6 seasons of the X-Files are incredible too, for their own reason. But oddly enough, I love the bad episodes. I always go back to the fact that I love the episode about the AI building that everyone in the world hates but me. I love the episode about the weird like Amish cult that's called Gender Bender, which is an episode you could never make now because it's about people reforming as like the other gender. It's crazy.
Let's go on to the next topic. We still have some super chats we'll get back to.
All right. We got some stuff at the end here. We're gonna go with Meghan Markle. She is fast food, just like Emily Ratatouille, just like Julia Fox.
They just put like Emrata and Meghan Markle and Julia Fox and who else? Jamila Jamil.
Yes.
All into a blender, and then they just put a funnel in your mouth, and they just pour the blender into that funnel.
So they're mad at Politico because they labeled Meghan Markle among 2022's worst narcissists. To which I say, duh.
Who is this surprising?
Is anybody surprised by this?
I am surprised though that Politico would do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird and
somebody who's having an off day.
It's almost creepy how much the media seems to be in lockstep with Meghan Markle and Harry. Like it's almost creepy because it seems like they control it.
Did we ever find out if she can run for president while being a royal, not a royal, and dual citizenship?
Well,
was that the thing we were talking about?
As long as you're born here.
Yeah.
But maybe you can't run if you're a dual citizen.
Yeah, I don't know.
But she doesn't need to be a dual citizen anymore, right?
Yep.
If they're going to be living here forever.
Well, yeah, because they want to get out of the public eye, Mary.
Yeah.
They want to get out of the public eye while making
documentaries. It's just so
documentaries.
hard to be them. I hate that entire docuseries was just like, oh, the media hates me, and my own family hates me, and then all of the UK hates me, and it's not my fault. Like, you're the common denominator, Meghan Markle. The thing I was thinking about this morning, actually, is like, it's so puzzling to us when we talk about the behavior of these celebrities, because we're like, why would you do things intentionally that make people hate you? Why would you do that?
Well, why do any of them do it?
Because they're narcissists, and to a narcissist, all of it is the same.
All
attention is equally valuable to them.
Isn't that
really?
crazy?
Wild.
Is that crazy to you? Like, just to me, I don't like the idea of just any attention being good attention.
I thought narcissists were the opposite. I thought narcissist was like negative attention and disagreement is the biggest offense.
Well, they're offended by it, but they still like thrive off of you even paying any attention to them, whether it's positive.
I get
or
what you're
negative.
saying. Like narcissistic ego being like the thing, like where it's very like they blow up at you for the slightest type of condemnation.
But in the
they
context
are objective
of like
truth.
a Meghan Markle, she of course like obviously gets off on the idea that she is the victim of like the entire media industry, the entire entertainment industry. Everyone is out to get her. The royal family is out to get her, and they're racist. And the entirety of the public in the UK is racist.
Who is it that made there's a comedian just the other day who goes, who decided that she gets to use the race card?
Right. Like, I mean, she did. It's ridiculous.
But I gotta say it again one last time for the year. Great on Suits, though.
Yes.
Dane will continue saying
She is fantastic.
She even
there's
admitted
another
it
show that
herself,
ruled from that time period. Suits and Burn Notice came out around
Is she going to come out on her podcast and reveal that actually on the set of Suits, everyone was misogynistic to her?
I hope so.
I think she's still on good terms with the actor from that show. The actor from that show who's married to Trojan Belisario, the girl from Pretty Little Liars, who is
your favorite show.
Who is the stepdaughter of Don Belisario, who's the creator of NCIS and all of the NCIS franchises and JAG. It's all one big club and nobody else is like when we talk about it's actually like that would have been a good example to give of like how Hollywood is incestuous. Like what we mean is like they all get each other jobs, meaning like, and I wish I could remember who's the guy who plays Mike Ross. I always forget his name.
I'll Google him.
It's a very distinct name too, and I can't remember it off the top of my head. But like he's married to Trojan Belisario or
Michael James.
No.
Oh no, sorry, that's his character. Never mind. Michael. I'll look it up. Sorry.
Yeah. So like he's married to her, and
Patrick J. Adams.
Patrick J. Adams. Yeah. Okay. Patch Adams. It's like it's all just one big group, right? Like you can't ever escape it. Meghan Markle was part of that group. Mm-hmm. She was. Now
But she wants to pretend that and craft this elaborate narrative that she's always been an outcast, that she's always been reduced to a bimbo, even when she was like blue collar acting, that she's never been appreciated for
I was a briefcase girl and nobody liked me for my personality.
Like,
I literally
what?
wore a cocktail dress and opened a briefcase, and they didn't ask me my opinion on foreign policy.
Still obsessed with the way she would soy face.
That's still
on
the
Deal or
best
No Deal.
picture of her.
Yeah. Like, you're surprised every time.
I wonder if she has a cameo. Could we
It
get
is
her?
it's a true talent to feign surprise that many times in your life.
Could we get her to get like hold a Nintendo Switch and do this and do the thing?
I please.
Like,
I
that
would love
be
that.
incredible.
Or someone edit it.
Yeah, just like put a fake arm here with a Nintendo Switch and put it there. That'd be incredible. So yeah, like it's like did you see that, like we were talking about the other day? It's like you're not neurodivergent. You're just
you're weird in average ways.
Yeah. That hurts so many people's feelings. Oh,
you're not cutting toxic people out of your life. They're just people who didn't like you that much.
Yeah, dude. Or they're not narcissists. They're just, oh my god, like the
They're
amount
just
of
jerks.
hate that post got was insane. Because everyone wants the main character syndrome. Everyone wants to believe,
And
that
it's me.
Everyone believes that they're toppling.
And it's Dane Font. Dane Font
Obviously.
is the main character of our reality.
Duh.
Yeah, like, but it's just like she got out. She got out of the industry. She doesn't have to be an actress. She literally became royalty. Now she's not royalty, kind of not royalty, but she's still doing it because she's making documentaries.
Still capitalizing off
Maybe
of it, of
she
course.
just got bored of acting. Maybe she's like, I can't really do better than Suits.
The world is a
so
stage.
I have to be me with Oprah.
Gosh, that interview was
So bad.
Isn't it?
harrowing. What can happen to a man? People post before and afters of Harry, by
Oh,
the way,
yeah,
where he's
dude.
like, in his youth, he was like a normal, well-adjusted
Happy.
man, and now he's just completely cocked.
Dude, his body language is terrifying.
No, I
Yeah.
disagree. I feel like he's like, we tried to do the green line test with them, and he
Their
passes
green lines
because,
are fine,
because he's royal. Cause I'm guessing royal training tells you
Yeah.
that you have to walk upright. Like
the
he
green
doesn't
lines
lean
are
in.
fine. But in other parts of that docuseries, people like posted these scenes where Meghan Markle is spinning an obvious lie and he's just sitting there smiling like a complete beta, like, yeah, honey. And he's, also like peddling the narrative that the Daily Mail somehow
caused her
to have a miscarriage, which is insane.
What?
Yeah.
They literally said that based on the timing of Meghan Markle's miscarriage, we only have the Daily Mail to blame because they stressed her out.
Of course. What else could it be?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do that the next time, like, I stub my toe. I'm going to look for an article that was published at that exact moment and be like, well, judging by the fact that you wrote this article about Elon Musk at 2:37 in the afternoon when I stubbed my toe on my way upstairs.
It made me feel this way.
But the ultimate devil's advocate, isn't it low-key kind of based that she was like, I want to be a royal, and that was like, nah, and took the prince?
Do you think it was a plan all along? Do you think that it was calculated?
I don't know if it was a plan as in, draw it out step by step, as much as an archetype of person like that has no other alternative.
It's so funny that you said archetype because that's the name of her pod.
Archetypes. That's the name of her podcast. Archetypes.
No way.
Yeah.
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 Interesting.
Like, I wonder if hers passes the Bechdel test.
Because it's so hard when women are reduced to just archetypes.
People are archetypes.
Wow.
I am an archetype.
Yeah.
I want to move on to something more fun though.
Okay.
The Waffle House brawl.
Actually, no, before we get there, I do want to mention quickly, because I think
yeah.
Caper2X will love this. Henry Cavill, after being
yeah.
unceremoniously ousted by James Gunn, is in the running to play Captain Britain in the next Captain America movie, Captain America: New World Order. I still think it's stupid that they're doing a Captain America movie without just doing the Sam movie. So I think they should have done that, but they're not doing it. So, but it would be cool because
Do you think that he would take this role?
maybe, I don't know, like, he gets to actually be British for once.
Does he have time in the middle of Warhammer to?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Man, the schedules might conflict. Hopefully, he doesn't have to have a mustache for one of them. That would require him to do them to do bad CGI.
Right.
Right.
I keep saying he'd be a great Batman.
Everyone flamed you for saying that.
I don't care.
No one agrees. I
Who
don't
flamed me?
personally. They were like Brett is right and Dane is insane for saying that.
That's
like
that's so cool.
Henry Cavill could never be Batman.
I don't think he's Batman. I'll leave that one.
Disagree.
Just my personal take. Yeah, Disney will take them. So it'll be interesting between that. Are they making Enola Holmes 3? What if they made a spin-off and like we're in a world now where just to get your own Sherlock Holmes movie, it has to be spun off of a strong independent woman movie.
Yeah, it's
Like-
actually an Enola Holmes spinoff.
And like how they called Glass Onion a Knives Out story. It's called Sherlock Holmes, an Enola Holmes story. Like because woman.
It was very annoying with the, women are oppressed in the 19th century narrative. She was literally having to deal with one of her brothers saying she shouldn't have an education, which is something a noble in the 19th century would never say.
Well, and also it's like it's done in the way that's so cartoonish. Like they got that guy to ham it up and be like, a woman,
she's hysterical.
A woman going to college. My goodness.
Give me a glass of brandy for that one.
Like I said, they can make it a Sherlock Holmes, or maybe he could do Man from U.N.C.L.E. 2 Electric Boogaloo. I don't know. Now
we're watching.
We're watching. So we are moving on. Guys, this is so much. Well, is it fun? Do you consider this fun?
It can be blackpilling for some people, but I just love videos of fights in Waffle House.
By the way,
and this is one of the best that will ever exist.
Never tell me that Waffle House isn't degenerate again. Like,
okay, I'm not claiming it's not a war zone in some parts of the country.
Before we move on, I do want to give somebody some credit here. The Dex.
Wait, what?
That Dexy guy in the chat says Henry Cavill has the Batman animated series look.
That's what I'm
agree.
saying.
I would agree with that. He's bulky.
Yeah, we already said that.
The best Batman.
He's bulky like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but the problem is you're not going to be able to make the other characters look like their animated series counterparts. So
he's the only one that matters.
So, all right. So Waffle House.
Yeah, this is the Waffle House Brawl to end the year. I thought it was hilarious.
They should have Waffle Mania.
No one got seriously hurt.
Instead of WrestleMania, they should have Waffle Mania.
I haven't seen this, by the way.
I think it depends on the area you live in, how safe it is to go to a Waffle House.
Time of day, place you like where you live, very relevant.
The one I go to is safe.
Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck going on, bro?
I have no idea the context, by the way.
I can tell it's gonna get really bad.
Yeah.
What they doing, bro? Come on, son.
By the way, atrocious camera work.
Absent the fighting, it looks like fun.
You wildin',
Okay.
Oh, shit, you are wildin'.
What?
Oh,
Oh, shit.
wild.
Oh, shit, yo, wildin'.
Standing on those chairs is not safe.
Oh, as you can see, damn.
The way he almost thought he was gonna save her, but he was like,
Look at
nah,
that girl go.
she can fall. She just like smacked the ground.
Stumbling Drunk says Waffle House is the Spirit Airlines of restaurants.
I love it.
I just came from Spirit.
They're watching from the outside.
Better than Hollywood.
Dude.
Why pay
Damn.
Why pay $40 to go to a movie when you can just go to Waffle House?
Seriously.
You're about to see the best part, I think.
Because that could be you, though.
Yo. Hey, all y'all need to start trading. No bullshit. So y'all ain't gotta deal with shit like that.
I love the play-by-play.
Yo! Look. All of that. Yo, y'all better than that, man. Come on, man.
I mean, this is just a day at Waffle House, right?
Supporting each other, man.
No one is trying to break it up.
Oh, of course not.
Yo, they still yo.
Queen!
Dude, she like Magneto repelled it.
The reflexes
No, they
are
said
insane.
it was like Captain America catching his
Yo,
shield.
chill. You about to go to jail.
Let's go.
She's about to throw the next one.
Y'all about to go to jail. You wildin'.
Oh!
Dude, who's that girl? She just...
Y'all wildin', bro.
Okay, well,
That was
something.
it. The reflexes on that one employee, everyone is like making memes about it.
By the way, I think that...
Look at that.
Thanks, that's Perry.
They're calling her like the Waffle House shield maiden.
By the way,
And then also in that part where she's about to throw the second chair, you can see that same employee being like, bring it on, like, give me another one.
Now we've got
I guess we figured
Legend.
out the debate between Waffle House and IHOP.
John Cena.
Oh, wow.
It's John Cena throwing the chairs. It's actually really good editing, though.
Like, incredible. They're
They're like making fan art of this woman.
You think a chair is enough to beat a Waffle House employee?
No.
What a queen! Like, I'm actually impressed. I could
Like
never do
she
that.
could spawn this into a career.
Do you know the horrors that this woman has seen
I'm
to be
sure.
that prepared for conflict?
Like, she's like, I haven't even.
This is
isn't
not
even my
her
final,
first rodeo.
This is not my final form.
And if it is, she's the chosen one.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw these tweets that were
Oh
like,
my God.
Waffle House employees are the Marines of the service industry. They're actually like the Navy SEAls.
Wait. So then, Chad, I ask you, who's the Air Force of the food industry? I need to know.
Another person said Waffle House's PR and social team is probably never caring or to send out an apology letter, and they circulate these internally in Slack.
Realistically,
like, sharing the best ones.
Realistically, the Waffle House social media should be lit like the Burger King one was at one point.
I think that it should be, at least on Twitter, but I haven't seen much from them.
Waffle House sucks.
They have good
As
merch.
you can see.
No,
You
this
can
is,
go
this
there
is where
and
you
die.
go for dinner and a show, dude.
You can go
well,
and
really,
die.
breakfast and a show. The food's good.
Go to IHOP, have a pancake.
and you get a free show.
By the way, the best part of my Christmas vacation, my girl was she wanted to make waffles because there was a waffle maker. You know, I'm a tolerant guy. I let it slide.
Mm-hmm.
But then my family came down and were like, "Can you make pancakes instead?" And so they did.
Pancakes won.
I also
We did
saw
it.
somebody sent me a video the other day of a French toast waffle pancake.
Whoa.
How is that even possible?
I should have
Magic?
pulled it up today.
You should have shared this with us.
Basically, like alchemy, black magic, evil stuff.
I saw another tweet that said Waffle House staff are a mythical class of warrior laborers who should never be effed with.
Like,
No.
like what they should
They've
do.
seen
they should
shit.
they should spin this off into either a fighting game or an RPG.
They're like the unsung heroes.
Like this girl who caught the chair could turn this into a whole like
There's another-
viral career.
I hope they make her a millionaire.
Do you have it pulled up? There's like another one that's even cooler.
I don't think I have the other one. Did you send it to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is not Waffle House, Dixie Tailgate. Are you gonna say Chick-fil-A is a good institution with
sketch,
beautiful
yeah.
people?
IHOP is most definitely not superior to Waffle House, by the way.
Oh my god.
I mean, you can
I
go
think
and not die.
It's not a Waffle House, it's a Waffle Home, and you don't die, you just leave with memories.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also,
what a
they-
twist.
They kind of go off on the
Waffle
merch
Home.
like that. It's like that's what
This could be turned into merch.
like
easily.
Yeah, they'd have to pay the girl rights to like
Yeah.
like Hannah Claire said that one time when we went there. Like, it's not a Waffle House, it's a Waffle Home.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
It is.
It's perfect. And then I also wanted to
I'm
talk
also
about
blasphemous because I get the burger.
I
at
hope does
Waffle
not
House.
suck. What's wrong with everyone?
There was a copy pasta related to Waffle House that I recently saw again on Twitter, and let me just get into it. It says, "My boyfriend keeps getting into fights with a cook at Waffle House." And here's the best part. He keeps going back and ordering eggs and getting into fistfights with the same cook. It's almost a ritual at this point. My boyfriend orders runny eggs. The cook serves him the same other version of eggs. And then they beat the shit out of each other. I quit going with him after the second fight, but he kept going by himself. They're like Peter and the Giant Chicken from Family Guy. It's the weirdest thing. They've physically fought 6 or 7 times over this. I tried to talk to him about it a few times, but he keeps saying it's a matter of principle. I told him to talk to the manager or something like that, but he just waves me off. Apparently that cook hasn't made
It's
him
the
any
principle.
correct runny eggs.
It's the
but
principle.
It's like he spends a week learning new ways of preparing eggs to piss him off. The thing is, we're getting married. He's accepted a new job and will be moving away. and he hasn't really been out since quarantine started. I love that this is like his re-socialization after the pandemic.
Beating the shit out of a guy in Waffle House.
I think it's kind of based in Lindy.
Somebody said that the girl from the Waffle House video is the Kyle Rittenhouse of Waffle House, and then
Dude,
somebody
yes.
said Kyle Waffle House.
She's a legend. I want to know.
Can
who
we get
this
her on
woman
the
is.
show?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Fly her
guys.
out.
If Tim can get podium guy, I want Waffle House chair girl.
Guys, weaponize your autism and make it happen.
Do you guys have reflexes that are that good? Because like I've
No.
never seen something like that. That was flung. I mean, granted,
I'm not a superhero.
She had time to
Catch.
predict it because she
But
was
still,
like telegraphing
a
hard.
chair those chairs are cumbersome and weirdly shaped. So
They're heavy too.
It's
Like,
very
that could
easy-
actually hurt somebody.
yeah, dude, that's it's incredible. That's like, see, this is what the show needs.
Waffle
to be.
House brawls are the best.
Maybe we need to make this a regular segment. Just
Waffle House
make,
brawls.
Make like
Fight videos?
open like an internet protocol like that, like searches for like a search protocol that just always searches for Waffle House fights.
What's the best place to get breakfast, barring Waffle House and
Local
and
diners.
and IHOP?
It doesn't have a name because it's the local diner. From
No, but
wherever
I want to
live.
know chains. Chain.
Cracker Barrel's pretty good.
Cracker Barrel's pretty good.
They have cheesecake filled pancakes.
Yeah.
I tried them. They're not like very cheesecakey. But I like their beignets better.
Um,
Any
Denny's?
recs?
Okay.
Denny's is not.
I love Denny's, but I mean,
It's not anything special.
I haven't been to a Denny's since I got sober, so
Good point.
that's
Does that say enough?
It's been a long time, but
I had a joke with my
I love
friends.
Perkins, but I don't know if they had Perkins out here.
What
Oh, I
is
love
that?
Perkins.
I mean, that was another place. That place, I also spend equally as much time in all effed up, but then went back to once I got sober right away.
with fresh eyes.
Yeah, like when no, this is crazy. Like when like in 2019, there was a time where I was just spending like I was on a really bad sleep cycle. I was going to bed at like it was like right after like the last job I was at had closed, and I was like looking for a new job, so my sleep schedule was all off. And I was going to I was going to Perkins at like 3 to 4 in the morning, and just
Perkins.
on the internet and going to Perkins, talking to whoever like the waiter was there if they wanted to talk, if they would talk to me, and like otherwise just sitting there taking notes and doing stuff on my laptop. And that was like my life for like a month, where like
It's kind
once
of
or
a
twice
vibe.
a week. Yeah, it was like, but that's what happens when you're like when you're sober, your sleep schedule's a mess, and you're not like using stuff to like mess with it.
I
Like,
like Cracker Barrel though. That was a bomb ass recommendation.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a
Clean
Cracker Barrel.
bathrooms.
Those
Reliably.
biscuits,
Oh yeah.
next level. Food culture
stuff.
crisis.
That
Hey,
would-
why do we always end up talking about food,
Because
especially when
I'm
Tate is
here and I'm always hungry.
Also, I could go for a McDonald's breakfast right this minute, but that's just me.
The
Didn't they
hotcakes.
stop serving breakfast all day?
Yeah.
I mean, they should have never.
You can't
served
just
it all
give
day.
it. You can't just give and then take away. Like that's insane that they did that.
There's there's other ones. that are-
Chick-fil-A chicken minis, great breakfast food.
I never had that.
No, I'm
Those are
hungry.
really good.
I was really sad the day KFC got rid of popcorn, like
Popcorn chicken.
Yeah,
Why would they do that?
it's like
Don't they like money?
It's like
like-
McDonald's getting rid of the snack wrap. Everybody loved the snack wrap,
That
but they got rid of it. I never liked it, but other people loved that thing.
Shut your mouth.
That thing.
Snack wrap was the best thing they had.
That thing.
Oh, by the way, I am going to be making homemade Baja Blast this weekend.
Was
I
a
thought
Baja
you were gonna
Blast.
wait until Vera.
No, but I'm going to test it first.
can-
I'm going to test it
Alright.
first so that I know that it works.
Tried and true recipe.
What's Baja Blast?
It's like, what is it? Like Mountain Dew.
sorry, I don't know.
based
It was
Taco
originally
Bell.
like a
So
taco.
offended.
I'm so offended by that. Like Dane could be like, Brett, you're the worst human
I
being
mean,
on earth. I'm like,
it's
yeah, well,
not
shut up,
good.
loser.
Baja Blast is not good.
What is it?
I'll stand by
It's
that.
it's a type of Mountain Dew.
It's at Taco Bell,
It
right?
used to only be just at Taco Bell. Now they sell it at the stores too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like Code Red?
Well, Code Red was always at stores.
That's garbage.
I love Code Red. That's my
Okay,
favorite
well,
of the
you're
alternate
wrong.
flavors. Next. Well, because it was the original, not original Mountain Dew flavor.
You're like antagonizing Brett.
It
over
was the
liking
it was the
Code Red.
first it was the first not Mountain Dew flavor, and that's I'm a nostalgia fan. What can I
Dane is
say?
like, if you like Code Red, you're genuinely a lesser human being.
You're just kind of
Basically.
awful, and you should probably like go somewhere where other people aren't, so that you don't cause problems.
What's the best soda? Yeah, I'm just taking this into a food podcast now.
The greatest one ever made was Mountain Dew Pitch Black, which they don't really
Ew,
they
what?
don't do anymore.
That doesn't even sound like
That's
a thing.
terrifying. I'm not into soda.
Incredible.
I don't like it.
The best one, objectively, was vanilla Coke.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Wow.
Remember, guys, his opinion doesn't matter.
Objectively.
It's fine. Mary, we got super chats here.
Okay. Back to business. Devoured Eagle said, Maria, watch that mouth, little lady. I'm sorry. I was
You've been doing pretty
being
good
foul-mouthed
with the swearing lately. You don't swear too much.
Die Mantra Beats said, LOL, my mom just told me Andrew Tate was set up.
I love
How does
it.
anyone old enough to be a mom know what's going on
That's
right
the
now?
best part. Now I'm picturing like he's like tomorrow. He's like, I walked in the living room. My mom had a free Tate shirt on, like free Andrew Tate.
How old is he, by the way?
He's like my age, 35.
Okay.
Well, I'm 36. I think he's my age.
So it could be like the TikTok trend where they're like, Mom, Andrew Tate dead at 36.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Corey Anderson said, Mary, please stream your wedding. When I get married, I don't plan on doing that.
It's like
Sorry.
If she says she's gonna do that, she's just lying.
It's like, you're going to agree to this?
No. Devoured Eagle said, Dane, Puerto Rico. Oh, I don't know how to say any of this.
But
you wanna
what
read
he
it for
says is a
yourself?
lie. He says that Puerto Rico gets pronounced with an R, but if you've ever been there, everyone says Puerto Rico. Like they don't say it properly.
This one is for you. Can you read it? Oh, you're not looking at it?
No.
Okay, we'll come back to it then. Dragon's Talon 1001 said, what, not going to see Meghan? Oh, I didn't mention that one.
Yeah.
I did mean to write it down, but we already are gonna be reviewing that for sure. Dixie Tailgate sent us $20 without a message.
Thank you, Dixie Tailgate. Is that a reference to something?
I don't know.
Dixie Tailgate?
No, I don't know.
Not sure. Devoured Eagle said, Happy New Year to everyone. See you in 2023.
I'm so excited. Like this is one of those things where because I'm like all up in the air every other day. Like some days the show feels like it goes really, really well. I'm very, very hard on myself with some days it feels like I can speak well. Some days it feels like I can't put two sentences together. But I'm excited for 2023 because it's gotten easier with every show. It's gotten, at least I feel like, more consistent with every show, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm not just excited for 2023. It's an honor to be able to do it again.
Oh, wow.
Take that.
Incels.
Take that, you incels.
CG4 TV, maybe if you just said something like that, you wouldn't have been 126 out of 126. You could have been 125 like us.
Woo!
Dixie Tailgate said, y'all need to check out Evil Dead 1 and 2 and Army of Darkness.
Yep. I'm not a horror movie person, but that's
I'm not either,
Bruce
really.
Campbell.
Porco Rosso Forever said, I'm hesitant to ask this Brett, because I don't want to hate you forever. But do you have an opinion on Twin Peaks?
It's one of those shows that I feel like I should have had a stronger reaction to, but I didn't see it when it first came out. I saw it.
I've never
I
seen
saw
it.
it later, and I remember nothing about it.
Do you think I'd like it?
No.
It's pretty slow. The only thing I remember about it was feeling like it was slow.
I watched it somewhat recently. I think in January.
I was gonna rewatch it once they did the recent update or whatever, or the continuation, and I just didn't.
People I like it.
Well, I mean,
Like Michael Malice.
I know that a lot of people
I feel like
love
they
it.
liking it more than they like it.
Anna from.
If you love
Rescue.
it, then I am happy for you. It's not one that I would go through and choose to partake in again.
I was just the whole time I was just like, okay, what's the point of it?
What's it about?
It's the murder of a girl in a small town, and there are a bunch of supernatural elements to the mystery about what happened to her.
Get rid of the supernatural part and watch The Killing. Who killed Rosie Larson? Yes.
BMF Nate Dogg said 2022 was a great year because it was the year I discovered Brett, Mary, and Dane. Aw. I hope you guys have a great new
That's so
year.
nice.
You kept me entertained on my long ride home this year. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
Thank you so much. And thank you for watching to everyone.
Thank you.
It means so much to me.
Waffle Sensei said Waffle House is not degenerate. Waffle House fights the degeneracy.
Well, yeah, that's what that was.
This is actually Bronze Age pervert would approve this because you're adding volatility to your life.
It's like, do I want to go to eat, or do I want to go to eat and possibly have to
need
duck
an
something?
experience, a life, or being close to death. Yeah. Ryan Brown said, "Don't kid yourself. IHOP is not that much of a step up from Waffle House. Also, the only job I ever had that broke federal law when they gave me grief for going to drill when I was still in the Army Reserves."
Jesus. Like everybody else is like, yes, we understand. You have your duty to your country. They're like,
F you.
Could you skip that, please, and just come back to work?
That Dexy guy said, "Forged in the fires of the griddle, tempered by the flurry of the flying chair. This is the way of the Waffle House."
Somebody needs to write the book and the screenplay right now.
I was gonna say my classic "Who Hurt You," but clearly a Waffle House employee. Like,
It's never the
damn.
employees that start it, though. It's always the customers.
Yep.
BMF
Maybe.
Nate Dogg said, "Remember Pepsi Blue?"
So bad.
that was garbage.
When was this?
Have you ever
was
heard the
garbage.
conspiracy theory that New Coke was a conspiracy theory to like destabilize the Soviet Union or something like that?
No, but
Like-
do tell.
I would have to look
Wait,
into
what
it.
is Pepsi Blue?
It was like
The worst?
It was gross.
It
When
was
was this-
disgusting.
when did this come out?
A long time ago. How long ago? Like longer than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like
I was in school.
Oh, also I got it wrong. The best pop of all time is Surge, original Surge. Original.
Thank you.
Not the garbage Surge that they re-released in the 16-ounce cans. I'm talking about the 20-ounce bottle of Surge that was basically like liquid ecto sludge that was
Ecto sludge.
designed to deteriorate
It's radioactive
it
waste.
was radioactive waste that was designed to deteriorate your insides.
What's the name of that root beer that starts with a B?
Barks?
That one's really good.
That's one of the greatest memes too. It says like, ever notice how these two are never beefing, and it shows Barks and A&W. It says just battling till the end of time. Just
I love root
I had
beer.
never heard of that one.
One of my
Ryan-
favorite meals is like root beer with fried chicken that you get at Chinese restaurants.
okay.
Oddly specific, I know. but-
Oddly,
I never understood the appeal with root beer.
I still haven't. By the way, I still have an unopened can of Surge. That
Like an old
like an
one?
old one.
Are you gonna drink it one day?
No.
Wait, how many crisis parties for Brett to drink
to
his
die-
decades old
to die?
bottle or can of Surge
50.
The best thing.
and die on camera?
50.
It says Brett likes RC Cola. We shouldn't listen to him.
RC Cola rules.
I didn't like RC Cola. I was just so poor at one point. It was the only thing I could afford.
There was a time where Tim would buy RC Colas. I think before your time, and it was pretty decent.
It's literally worse than Pepsi or Coke. Is feeling like it's literally like you feel like yourself getting less healthy as you drink it.
It was better than
Which
Pepsi.
I kind of love. I love Pepsi. If I had to pick an actual like just general favorite, it would be Pepsi.
Interesting.
I guess maybe wild cherry Pepsi, but
Wild cherry Pepsi.
Ryan
So
Brown
bland.
said underrated, better version of chicken nuggets, rotisserie chicken nuggets at Dairy Queen.
Dude,
I've
I've never been
heard
to
of
Dairy
these.
Queen. Dude, I have a list of American restaurants that I want to go, and they're all garbage food.
never had a Blizzard that you can
We
turn
should
upside down like Joe
dude. That
Biden?
should be a segment. It should be
Chaka,
me
chaka, chip.
eating garbage American food and giving a
Chaka,
live review.
Chaka, chip.
Dude. You've been to Dairy Queen, right?
Yeah.
The Dairy Queen food actually slaps. It does. It's good.
I want to try it.
Also, there's a great meme. Also, it's like it says McDonald's finally hired a professional to fix the ice cream machine, and it's a Dairy Queen truck outside of a McDonald's.
Yeah. Bobby said, Dane, I hear and share your love of delicious vanilla Coke.
It's so good.
I mean,
Brett does not.
I do not.
Waffle
Look,
Sensei
it's
sent
gross. I'm just saying.
It's delicious. It's
Gives
the
me a
best
headache.
one.
Waffle Sensei sent $10 without a message.
Thank you, Waffle Sensei,
Thank
and
you.
a happy New Year to you, my friend.
And BMF Nate Dogg said Pepsi Blue was heaven. Screw
Hey,
yous guys.
maybe I'm misremembering.
What?
Maybe
You're
I'm
not.
misremembering. I thought I don't remember liking it. I thought it was
It's
like,
horrible.
It was actually blue.
Yeah,
I mean, the can. I don't.
It's kind of
know.
gross.
I think so.
I don't know what the
I
actual.
thought it was a translucent.
Well, the
can.
cans are blue now.
It was if you got it from the plastic thing.
Right.
It was blue. It was gross.
I knew. By the way, I knew that my opinion on vanilla Coke would ruffle feathers because a lot of people love vanilla Coke.
It's the
but-
best one.
It does. Have you been to any of the fast food places where you can mix all your drinks together, but like with the buttons rather than just putting one under the other?
Yeah.
Like I remember the first time I saw one of those. Like it was like right when those things came out, and like every place that had them, their lines were like 30 times longer because nobody could figure out how to freaking use it.
have you seen the canned like Coke and coffee like mixed together that they've just made?
No.
They like it's coffee and Coke in one drink.
That sounds awful.
And it's also like a tiny can. It's like 350 calories or something crazy like that.
Okay, Lovely Nightmare wins in the chat. Pepsi Twist. Yes! Pepsi Twist ruled.
That was the lime.
Oh
it was
my
really
God.
good. Yeah,
Let's
it was good.
go. I gotta find.
Why did cranberry? Wait, what was it? It was like cranberry something or
you can
other
get
that
cranberry
went
ginger
viral. There was a cranberry related.
Oh wait, the
what
guy
was that?
skating to
No, that's
the
Ocean Spray.
No, not Ocean Spray. A soda. What was it? It was like cranberry Pepsi or Coke or something.
I don't know. You probably saw it in one of those videos
And it was
of
like a
guys getting
Christmas
arrested.
thing. It was like a Christmas
I don't know what.
thing, and it was like memed a ton.
Doesn't remind me of anything.
Don't know what the hell
Someone
you're
will
talking about.
know. What was it? Sprite cranberry. Yes, Sprite cranberry.
That sounds
Why was that
god-awful.
memed to hell
I don't know.
in like 2019?
I also
I
felt-
don't know why.
I also felt like I was supposed to like Sprite Remix, but never did.
I don't even know what that is.
Sprite
never-
Remix.
never had it.
I used
How do
to,
you guys know all of these obscure soda?
Because we're old, dude.
well, I
I'm
also-
33.
I managed a gas station, so I spent a lot of time stocking.
that'll do it.
You're like a
stocking shelves.
librarian.
Yeah.
of
He's a
sodas.
librarian
like-
of obscure
Yeah.
different like sodas.
All right,
Dixie
guys.
Tailgate said Evil Dead 1 and 2 and Army of Darkness are more comedy than horror. Watch it now. It will change you. And then BMF Nate Dogg said Sprite Remix was good too.
That was one of those, like, it wasn't bad, but it just never, like, it felt like, let me rephrase that, BMF Nate Dogg. It felt like it was capable of being so much more than it was.
What?
It was like, it
Wow.
was fine, but they could have gone further. And it
Okay.
would have been incredible.
You just like Mighty Ducks a soda.
Yeah.
You're like, guys.
Like, it was all right, but like,
the hell?
it was like they stopped at stage 1 of development and they didn't finish.
Shimmy Shelley said, Brett, if you like cherry soda, try Cheerwine.
It's okay.
I've had Cheerwine. Cheerwine's like, I love all the anything. Like, one of my favorite things about traveling and skating on the road was going to like small gas stations and trying the weird stuff that you wouldn't find in like big cities. And Cheerwine was one of those ones that I would see in like Wisconsin at small gas stations.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought it
over
was
here.
a North Carolina thing.
I think
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It was like made in North Carolina.
So it's yeah. Also the ginger ale. There is a cranberry. What's the big ginger ale one? Canada Dry.
That one's really good.
There's a cranberry Canada Dry that's quite.
I love derailing the show to food takes.
We're at the end. They're like, if people are watching still, they're here for Food Culture Crisis, which is now Pop Culture Crisis. So does Pop in Minnesota. So
Oh,
boom,
deep take.
Nice.
take that. Got it. It's awesome.
Take that, Ian Sells.
Yeah. All right.
What
yeah,
are we even talking
say,
about?
maybe it wasn't Wisconsin that I tried it, but yeah, that is I've had Cheerwine. Maybe it was out here. Maybe I had it when I first got out here, and that's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
So. All right. Oh, there's one more that just came through from BMF Nate Dogg.
He said, Dr. Pepper cream soda is my only beverage now.
I don't think I've ever had Dr. Pepper cream soda.
It probably good. That sounds like a.
I liked the Dr.
Powerful
Pepper red, like the Dr. Pepper.
You like red flavor.
Yeah,
That's what I'm learning.
I do. I'm also like I like cherry more than strawberry.
Anything dyed red.
Me too.
Yeah, basically. All right, Dane, my friend, you may have horrible taste in Coca-Cola, but thank you so much for coming today. Let everyone know where they can find you, my friend.
Thank you for having me. And I want to say, it's been a fun year.
It has.
We started this from nothing. And now we got a cute little fan base. And we're only going to grow up. And it's been fun talking to some of you on Twitter and on
Chopping
chat.
and changing.
I'm sorry?
Just chopping and changing with the chat.
Yeah. Insulting them and being insulted. But if you'd like to continue this little chat, we can talk on Twitter at Dane Font. And now I shall spell that out for you.
Yes.
DANEFONT.
Excellent. Mary, where can they find you?
You can find some pictures of me on Instagram at Mary Archived and read my inane thoughts or whatever memes I post on Twitter. That's also Mary Archived. And once again, I want to direct you guys to the subreddit. If you have any memes, any clips, especially of Dane today, that you want to submit there to see us react to them on the next meme review. I don't know. Like, subscribe, share with your mom.
Perfect. Yes.
Oh, don't worry. I sent it to her.
You know, especially if your mom thinks that Andrew Tate getting arrested was like a
Like that's our target audience.
That's
I guess
we're going for that one right here, guys. So, you can follow me if you'd like on Instagram at Brett Dasovic. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Leave comments on this video. It helps the channel a lot. Thank you so much for being here. All of 2022 was incredible, guys. Thank you for growing with us on this channel.
I can't believe it's over.
But it's
really, only the beginning.
Exactly. Like, it means so much that you're all here. Thank you. I can't really put it into words, so I'm just going to leave it at that. For the show, we are here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is noon Pacific. Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify if you'd like to listen rather than watch. And if you'd like to follow us on the show on social media, we are on Twitter at popculture_show, Facebook and TikTok at Pop Culture Crisis, and on Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. We'll be back with the first episode of the new year on Monday. We'll see you then, guys.
Bye.
Later.